There we go. Now we're live again. All right. Welcome back. We just had a little rough test run. I don't understand. OBS hates us. But if you are here for what you probably clicked on the video for after the fact, I recommend if you don't want to hear us talk about, some movies and stuff for the next few minutes, just skip ahead when we start talking about, our most known players. But if you do want to listen to us yap for a few minutes, stick around. Dan, how have you been? It's been like a month since we did our last stream.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been too long. So good to be back. I feel like the live streams are kind of our roots here on the channel. So good to be live again here. And yeah, I've been good, been really busy. But yeah, we want to talk a little movies here. A little throwback to if anyone remembers Film Club, But yeah, I did see a movie in theaters for the first time in probably like a few years. I had heard such good things about Project Hail Mary, so finally went out and saw it. My parents were in town visiting me, and we all saw it together. Though we all kind of left the theater disappointed, and I was definitely, the bar was set high based on everything I had heard. So I don't know how much that played a factor, but just didn't really like care about any of the characters. It also ended up being like kind of a different movie than I was expecting. I guess I didn't know that much about it. I didn't know there was this like alien character and it was going to be like ET kind of thing, and a little on the goofy side, and and it was trying. I feel like the movie was trying like really hard to be funny too, and I guess it just didn't quite strike my funny bone. But yeah, I don't know. It was just kind of like a weird movie, and kind of like confusing and convoluted at times, and I don't know. It just didn't really make me feel anything, and just kind of felt, just left the theater feeling kind of flat and empty about it. My parents felt the exact same way. My dad even fell asleep during it, but I know you really love this movie, and a lot of other people did as well. I mean, what am I missing here, Blake?
Yeah, well, you mentioned before our stream crashed that you didn't really care about the characters, which I think is probably like the biggest thing because, like, personally, like, I mean, I really thought they did a great job, like, developing so quickly. I mean, it was a long movie, but there was a long part at the start where you don't even see this alien. I didn't know there was going to be an alien in this either. I didn't think that was going to be a thing either, so I was like pretty surprised. And I was like, immediately when I saw that, I was like, oh, like, what are we going down here? But I was actually really pleasantly surprised at like how they like treated it, like the little, especially because they didn't use like CGI on like Rocky. They like actually used like a real like puppet or something which was like, I don't know, I thought it like sold it like much better for like, that's very hard to do. An alien, especially one that just doesn't look human. So I thought they actually did that like as well as I would basically imagine. I would have very low expectations for a movie doing that, especially with the power of CGI now. But I just thought it was like really charming, just like between those two. Like, yeah, I thought like Ryan Gosling, I could see how you could say like they definitely were trying to be funny, but like to me, they were at least like hitting. Like it was just the one thing that they did so well is just like, and especially maybe it just didn't strike it for you, but when they were just like making these jokes, like a lot of the times it wasn't just like stupid jokes that had like zero meaning. It was just like stuff that they kept relating back to, like earlier moments of the film. Like I've seen it so long ago now, but like, like the piece was the thumbs down sign, things like that. Were just like, they're not just like doing it to like try and be funny. Like that was like something that they had already like went over, and like it was just like a part of the movie earlier, if that makes any sense. So like a lot of the jokes were
set up and a payoff.
Yeah, like a lot of the jokes were set up, like paid off, but just like there was some kind of like emotional connection that you could like relate to their the relationship. So I just thought they did that like really well, and the cinematography was like just amazing. I thought in that movie. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, the cinematography was solid. There were definitely some nice shots. And yeah, there was this one one that like really stood out to me. It was probably like the only, for whatever reason, it's probably the only moment in the movie where I like really felt something. There was like this shot where I think he was like, I can't remember now exactly what was happening. I think he was like, was he like floating in space or
yeah, I know exactly what you're
like,
talking
everything
about.
like lit up red. And then like you saw this like reflection on his like space helmet. Oh, and he was like, oh, he's like, I'm having a moment, you know. And I didn't even understand exactly why, but I don't know, for some reason it kind of hit, and it was just like it just looked beautiful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I can definitely appreciate what you're saying there. But yeah, about Rocky. So yeah, that's the alien character, and yeah, if you haven't seen the movie yet, you know, definitely some spoiler alerts here. Um, but yeah, for some reason, I didn't care about Rocky. Like,
Mm.
you know, there was that scene where like we kind of thought like it seemed like Rocky had died. You know, he ended up being okay. But in the moment, like I thought like, oh, you know, crap, like that. You know, that's it for Rocky. Like he looks like he's a goner here. You know, and I didn't even feel sad about it. You know what I mean? It was
Okay.
just like, gosh, I don't even like care about this thing. Like, why is that? Like, I don't know. For somehow, like the movie just didn't make me care about Rocky. I was even joking with my parents afterward that I cared more about when the volleyball floated away and cast away than I did about this alien
Yeah.
character. I cared more about a damn volleyball that isn't even like a living thing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that's one of the most like heartbreaking scenes in like, you know, movie history. I feel like, and that's what's so incredible about it is like that Castaway made you care about a volleyball, you know,
Yeah.
or at
Yeah.
least like how much, you know, Tom Hanks's character cared about the volleyball, and like you felt heartbroken when that thing was like floating away in the ocean. I didn't feel like, you know, one fraction of that for Rocky. I don't know why it just didn't hit me.
Fair enough. I wonder if like expectations coming in, I don't know, impacted anything, because that
Sure.
is the one thing I like don't want to hear anything about
Yeah.
expectations. I refuse to like watch trailers. Like I refuse. If I
Okay.
see a trailer of things, I will just like click off. I don't
Oh
want to see
wow.
them. The reason why I was changed was because I watched Barbarian with no trailers, and I maybe we've talked about Barbarian before, but like
No.
again, it is like I don't like again. I definitely think it's like a good movie. It definitely made my heart jump, but it kind of like unravels in the end, and I'm like, I don't know about the ending or not, but man, that first half of Barbarian,
Mm.
you do not even want to watch a trailer before going in there.
Right.
Like, just like that sold me. I never want to see a trailer for anything again. I don't.
I love that.
I just
Yeah,
don't
I mean, I
care.
think there is something exhilarating about watching a movie that you just know like absolutely
No, yeah,
nothing about. Maybe you found it kind of randomly and you just took a chance on it. Maybe someone recommended it to you, and like, you know, you have some kind of inclination that it might be good, but you just like know zero about it.
yeah.
Like, yeah, there's something really exhilarating about that. So I can
Yeah,
appreciate that.
I'm fine knowing that people like might like a movie or something like that, but when I go in, I'm just expecting like, okay, this is just any movie, and yeah, there's just something about like if I just when I was seeing things for Project Hail Mary, I would just swipe away, click off. I didn't want to see anything. I didn't know there was an alien going in when I watched it.
Right.
And by the way, shout out Jacob in here. He was putting some input. He said it was great sci-fi, great great alien development. He thought the one thing that when I was talking to my dad, by the way, who like I didn't see it with him, he's like he, before retiring, he taught space, whatever that means, for the Canadian military.
Mm.
So he had a lot of issues with like with the science behind it. So like that was his.
Is
Just
great.
stuff what we wouldn't notice, but like he's like,
Right.
well, that would never happen or whatever, and it's like, okay, well, fair enough, but it's a movie, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I just thought basically as an experience, like just off pure vibes too, and
Mm.
cinematography and everything, like that was just that just brought me back to like we need more of this in theaters. That's personally what I just thought. I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to see more movies like this. By the way, I got to transition this over to Obsession. Have you heard of Obsession?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So someone in chat, if maybe hey, Seb's in here, he's the big like kind of horror thriller guy.
Right.
Um, man, okay, you gotta go just like watch Obsession. Like I don't even want to like say anything about it, but basically
Mm.
this was made by a guy that's actually like started on YouTube. He's actually my age,
Mm.
and the budget was like $750,000. It genuinely is probably like the best, one of the best thriller movies that I've seen, and just because like I don't really like these like horror-ish kind of thriller movies, but he
Mm.
just kind of has his own like. It really reminds me of like Weapons in Barbarian, just like it's just like its own style. It blends a little bit of comedy in. Obsession. Hopefully I'm not like hyping it up too much.
Yeah.
It's getting very good. Like feedback, and I could tell why after watching it. Like, very, very good movie. So
Yeah, and also, I mean, you kind of remind me of because I remember like when we were talking movies on that collaboration we did with Dynasty Price Check. I remember you saying how you like movies that like get your blood pumping. So yeah, I mean, with that in mind, I want to bring up a movie I had like briefly mentioned once before. You probably don't even remember it, but I'm a big Woody Allen film or big Woody Allen fan, and there are two of his movies that like I mean you want to talk about like getting your blood pumping like they will definitely do that like I think you could definitely put them in like the thriller category.
yeah,
So one is called Match Point
okay,
and the other is called Cassandra's Dream. So I don't want to tell you like too much about the plot of the movies based on what you said about you don't want to see trailers, so it's probably better if you just like know nothing about them. But now that I'm kind of getting like a better sense of like what kind of movies you go for, I would highly recommend you check out those two movies, and I'd be really curious to see what you think of them, and I think they'd be fun to discuss.
for sure. Yeah, and it's funny enough because again, I don't really like horror stuff slash like thriller. But here's the thing: if it's gonna be horror, hopefully it's more like thriller, maybe a little bit of psychology in there. That
Yeah,
is, and hopefully a little bit of humor. I think humor
right.
and comedy go to what like so well together. And that like again, if you haven't seen Weapons, it doesn't sound like you've seen Weapons. Like that just blends horror and comedy like just so well together.
Okay.
Just like playing with like suspense and everything. So yeah, a little. I actually, if I had one critique on Obsession, I actually wish it was like funnier. I thought there was like maybe a lot more opportunities to like kind of just like give you a little bit of a break with some humor, and of course there is humor in it.
Yeah,
I definitely just like thought it could been a little bit funnier, especially because he does like a lot of comedy skits like on his like YouTube. I found out.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's never bad when a show or a movie can make me laugh, like even if it's not a comedy. I mean, like two shows that come to mind are Breaking Bad and Dexter. I mean, I love the comedic moments in both of those series. So,
Oh, okay, wait, you should be able to hear me now.
oh, I can hear you
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay. A little bit of technical difficulty there. We're still kicking here.
yeah, uh, yeah. But yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I love the funny moments in like Breaking Bad and Dexter. So yeah, it's always great when that can be sprinkled in, even if it's like not the main reason why you're watching something.
Yeah, that's honestly like to me like a really good like really just good shows and movies are able to do that. Like
Oh
even
yeah,
when it's just not a comedy at all, especially like horror or like
yeah,
drama. It's just I don't know. I feel like it's like highly correlated to just like a good show or for whatever
yeah.
reason.
And also like a movie that comes to mind is like Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah, we reviewed that for Film Club a number of months back, and I mean that's not a comedy at all, but yet I think it's like one of the funniest movies ever made. If like that makes like any sense whatsoever. What I'm so curious about is like, did they intend that movie? Did they intend for that movie to be funny? Because like, or is it just like a complete like accident and like happenstance? Like I really don't
I
know.
look, there's no way they could have done that on accident with like the whole Patel thing. Like there's just
Yeah,
that just tells me everything I need. But yeah, it's like also like a play as well. And again, I think
yeah.
it's supposed to be just like a comedy slash like drama play. So like
Yeah,
I
maybe
would say
I think didn't we end up calling it like a dark comedy when we reviewed it?
probably yeah,
Yeah, I think you kind of call it that. Yeah,
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 no, exactly. So okay, we probably went over time here.
yeah,
Apologies if you're watching and yeah want to get to our most known players, but
yeah,
had to talk some TV, movies, all that good stuff. A hot take from Dan too, because that's
yeah. I
interesting. Yeah,
mean, I really wanted to like it. I mean, Project Hail Mary. I do think expectations probably played like some part, but like honestly, even if I knew nothing about it and had zero expectations, I really don't think I would have felt that differently. But I don't know. I mean, I will say this though. Sometimes like movies or shows have to grow on me a little bit. So it's 100% possible that if I were to see the movie again, I'd be like, oh my God, like this is amazing. Like, how did I not see this the first time? I don't think that would happen, but you just never know with me.
yeah, no, that's fair enough. Okay, Dan, why don't you start us off? We're gonna go basically round by round here on our most owned players. We're gonna name two players that we have our most owned. Some of us might be crossing over, honestly. And then we're gonna get on to some veterans that are basically our most owned players, more significant veterans. We're not gonna talk about Mac Jones and Keaton Mitchell and all those
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're starting with the rookies here, so we're going round by round. So in round one, first round of rookie drafts, my two most owned players. I don't think the first one's going to surprise anyone. It's Jadarian Price. I've got 7 shares of him,
Okay.
and for context, I am in 23 dynasty leagues. I have done most of my rookie drafts, but I think there are just a few that I haven't done yet. But I've done the vast majority of them. I think I've done maybe 20 of the 23, something like that. So yeah, own 7 shares of Jadarian Price, and I own 4 shares of Kenyon Sadiq. So how about you, Blake? Who are your 2 most owned players in round one?
Yeah, I will actually just quickly comment on my non-top 2 first round guy because Jadarian Price actually is third for me somehow.
Okay,
He just is. I don't know
nice.
how that's really
Hey, I'm
possible.
impressed.
I
I'm
just
impressed.
checked it. I have 5. I think probably most of
go.
those are to be fair co-owned teams. I know it's with
Okay.
2 of them are with Trent for sure.
Yeah.
He definitely wanted Price as
Okay.
a ex Seahawks fan, Bills fan now.
Oh, okay.
So I was yeah, just fine, taking Price or whatever. So that's probably at least why he's my third most owned guy. And there
Right.
are still some rookie drafts to be done. There's a decent
Right.
chance KC or Sadiq or someone could jump him.
Yeah.
But Mekhi Lemon is actually actually he's tied for number 1. The reason why you
Okay.
see 7 on the screen, the viewers can at least.
Yeah.
And one there you can see is it pays to be the boss. That's your league that I'm just randomly in.
Oh, yeah.
So I actually have 6 Mekhi Lemon.
Okay.
And I also have, this is gonna come to a shock. I mean, it did to me. I have 6 Jeremiah Love right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of love.
Yeah, and again, only one of those was an actual 101 team for me. I kind of just got him through startup. I think maybe 2 trades that I just thought were decent prices, and then someone gifted me him 101. I just made the bet on a bet on the right manager. So I don't know, just kind of just randomly have 6 Jeremiah Loves, which I really like because I don't really love paying top 3, top 5 prices on Bijan and Gibbs.
Yeah.
And so for me, especially where I've gotten Love in startups twice now in the mid-second, I don't know, to me that is just feels like robbery. I don't really care if he is not even really useful for a year. I'll just sacrifice whatever,
Right.
just a potential to have the Genti or Bijan rookie year.
Right.
To I mean, he's 4 years younger than those guys. Yeah, I don't know. He's is he even 21 yet? I don't know. Maybe he's 3 years younger. I guess that probably is actually.
He's pretty young. Yeah, he might be 20.9 or something like that. I could double check on Sleeper right now.
Yeah,
but
he definitely was before the draft. So
yeah. But yeah, I'm very envious. I would love to have more Jeremiah Love. I believe I just have 2 shares of him. But yeah, I agree. Startups are definitely the best place to get them. Because yeah, otherwise, I mean, I am impressed that you were able to get 2 trades done for him. Because a lot of times I feel that rookie draft starts, 101's on the clock, and a lot of times the manager would be like, hey, 101's on the board, taking offers on Jeremiah Love. And a lot of times I'm just forget it. I don't even want to go through the humiliation ritual of, trying to negotiate with the manager and see how much they need for Jeremiah Love on the clock, peak value. But I'm impressed you were able to get that done a couple times.
Normally that's what happens, but I mean, what do I have? I maybe have 2 or 3 shares of Genti. Last year I just had 1 though, and that's how I got Genti. Is it was Josh and I's co-managed team. And I just happened to be okay, well, let's actually talk to this guy, let's give it a chance, Joshy.
Right.
And the price he gave us, probably just still holds up as pretty fair to this day. I guess we would have gave him a late first, but yeah, we gave him the 103 and a first or something for Genti, and just I don't know, he was just kind of the one. Anytime someone's actually willing to be give us a reasonable price, I actually might do it for a player like that. So,
yeah, I mean, if I know the manager and know that they're semi-reasonable, yeah, I would definitely at least entertain those negotiations, see if I could make it happen. But I think in general, I just absolutely detest not having the leverage in a negotiation, or feeling it's not a level playing field, that they're in some position of advantage over me. And that's the way I feel if they're on the clock and that pick is at peak value, and like they know they have something good, and like they're just gonna like ask for the moon. Like I just hate being in that position. So maybe I need to be a little more open minded, not just like assume it's always going to be like that horrible. But that's just kind of my knee jerk reaction.
Yeah, no, that's fair. And by the way, I also just want to mention, like, I basically have four of like so many rookies, like four Sadiqs, four Taysons. Again, like probably we'll add like one or exactly still got a couple rookie drafts going. Probably will add more of those guys. Four Omar Coopers,
Mm-hmm.
four KCs. So like I just got like a lot of like four of a lot of the guys I like there. So.
Yeah, and I
Bad.
don't think I need to talk about Price. Anyone that's been watching this channel knows how I feel about him. Maybe Sadiq is the player that might surprise you a bit that I have 4 shares of him. I mean, I think I just value getting like a top 10 dynasty tight end in the mid first round in tight end premium leagues. So I think I've just been, I've been valuing that, particularly in like the higher tight end premium leagues. And I kind of assumed that my league mates would adjust to like, okay, it's a 0.75, it's a 1.0 tight end premium. Like Sadiq should go higher, right? It doesn't seem like anyone else has been treating it that way. But like early on in rookie draft season, I didn't realize that. And so like I was adjusting for it, but it seemed like no one else was. Eventually I figured that out. So yeah, but I mean, regardless, I still think he should be going higher. So I've been ending up with a few Sadiqs because of that.
Yeah, like my four, I really haven't even like tried to get him. He just kind of just like fell in my lap. I mean, Jacob's in the chat. Yeah, I mean he basically let me get like Sadiq at like 9 or 10 or something like that. So
Oh wow.
Maybe like 9, I think. So
yeah, I think I got like one
there.
share of him late where like he fell to me at like 10 or like something ridiculous. It was like, okay, yeah, like this is awesome. Like I wish I wasn't like taking him so much earlier in like other drafts.
Yeah, I don't think I picked one ahead of 7. No, actually, I don't think I picked one higher than 8 because I just like I would have taken KC.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, should we go to round 2 here?
Yeah, let's go to round 2 now.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, round 2 of rookie drafts. My most owned player from round 2 is Max Clare with 7 shares. And then second most is a tie between Antonio Williams and Emmett Johnson. I have 5 shares of each of those players. So how about you, Blake?
Oh yeah. I'm just pulling up on the screen here. Max Clare is definitely my most owned round 2 player, and sometimes I actually get him round 3. When I got lucky there.
Yeah.
At 8 shares. And then my second most is Jonah Coleman. And then just like right in behind, it's like Antonio Williams. Happy about that. Jeremy Bernard, Stribling. Like his Stribling, I would say is like a 3rd round pick for me because I just don't really like. I just don't pick him unless he's like at the 2-3 turn basically. So
right.
So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. So we're both in on Max Clare, even though it's a bit of a ambiguous, tight end room because you have Terrence Ferguson there, whom the Rams drafted or invested a 2nd round NFL draft pick in. Now they basically do the same thing with Clare, and yet, even with all that, Colby Parkinson, led Rams tight ends in fantasy points last year. Is actually really useful, especially in tight end premium leagues. And you still have Tyler Higbee there; he's still under contract as well. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy like how many tight ends the Rams have. I think they still have like Davis Allen kicking around as well.
Probably.
But yeah, we're still investing in Max Clare. I mean, I don't know if that's more about the weakness of this draft class.
I think so, honestly.
Prospect and still like if he emerges out of that room, it does seem to be a valuable role connected to Stafford.
Look, I was connecting with nature yesterday, going on a nice little walk, and I was thinking about Max Clare for some reason. And I was kind of thinking to myself, like, why do I have so much Max Clare? Because here's the thing, I actually do really like Max Clare as a prospect. Yeah. But he also doesn't really fit the criteria of a player that I'm like looking to be like extremely exposed to.
Right.
If he did, I would own a lot of Terrence Ferguson last year. I owned 0 Terrence Ferguson last year because in the same kind of range of the draft.
Right.
I will say though that like I still think like Max Clare, where I got most of my shares of him, like I don't take any of that back. But if I ever did draft him ahead of just like, I wouldn't have drafted him ahead of like Antonio Williams or something. But even if I drafted him ahead of like Jeremy Bernard, which I definitely had done, I would probably just like take that back, simply because there's just a lot of other tight ends I like. Whereas like receivers for me, I just don't. And also I probably should like consider trading that pick for like I don't know, like Terrence Ferguson or something like that, like maybe Terrence Ferguson plus. I don't know if that was like ever possible on the clock. So like,
Yeah.
I probably should have split like these Rams guys because like, what if Terrence Ferguson still is the guy? I don't know.
Right.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
could it be a situation where, like, you remember everyone had written off Blake Corum after his
yeah,
rookie season? It's like, up, Jarquez Hunter is going to be like the RB2 there, and then Jarquez Hunter proceeds to be irrelevant his rookie season, just like Corum was.
yeah.
But then Corum has like the year two kind of little breakout there. So maybe it does speak to the Rams just kind of being a little hard on the rookies and not they don't seem to love using their rookies more often than not. So yeah, maybe Terrence Ferguson is like the sneaky play here.
No, yeah, I mean honestly, like if he's a decent price, like I probably should be considering getting him. Maybe that boat's passed because like uh, rookie drafts are just like over basically, but we'll see. You know, again, it's never too late. But I was just like randomly thinking about that. Like maybe I should care more about Terrence Ferguson, because I mean, yeah, before the, I mean, here's the thing: I knew that they were targeting tight ends, so like I didn't draft. I didn't want to get any Ferguson before the draft because like Sadiq was big in play for them, or just like a big pass catcher. Um, but yeah, now that like they did draft a tight end, I don't know. I feel like I should be like actually like buying him low. Also, Jacob just chiming in said based like he liked my Makai Lemon ownership, but he did say that he just thinks Sadiq is terrible. He says I don't know lol, and he said he can get on here and talk about it sometime.
Yeah.
I'm kind of probably sitting between both of you guys. Like I'm like I don't know if he's good. I don't know if he's bad. It probably doesn't help going to the Jets, but there's a lot of very intriguing stuff in his profile. There's a lot of like very bad stuff in his profile. I don't know. I just don't even want to like guess on him, but I'm willing to own him, of course, at the some nice spots.
Yeah, I mean, didn't have like massive college production, so I'm sure like the metrics, must not be amazing if Jacob isn't a fan of him.
No, they're not.
But I think tight end is one of those positions where I'm willing to bet on the traits. And I mean, sometimes like they're just not set up in a good position to succeed. Based on an offense that doesn't feature the tight end, or maybe they don't pass the ball in general, or maybe they just have like a terrible quarterback. But I mean, I can definitely think of some examples where, the production doesn't match like the level of prospect they are. I mean, whether it's like, Colson Loveland at Michigan, I mean, run first offense, like, the team likes. I do think there are some like extenuating circumstances sometimes, and athleticism definitely is highly correlated to tight ends. So definitely not saying that like, production and metrics don't matter, but I think I'm more willing to take a chance at a position like that if they have those other things.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna do that, hopefully he's the best tight end in like combine history, which he is. Jacob did steal the words out of my mouth though. It was like he doesn't even have like really like those excuses you were mentioning. He literally has Dante Moore as his quarterback, who's like would have been the 102 in this class.
Yeah.
And just like honestly, I don't really think they have like that strong of. Here's the thing: he actually wasn't even the best tight end on his team, which I kept hearing people say, which is like I don't know, like that's kind of like a weird thing. Again, that tight end, whoever, I don't even know who it is. Like he probably is just like good tight end, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I probably should know who that is, but again, I'm just like I'm not too concerned about scouting these guys ahead because I just don't watch college football. But yeah, so when it comes to Sadiq, yeah, very interesting player. But again, yeah, I mean, I'm just at least he's the most athletic tight end in all time. I think I do know why I am like very sketched, just in terms of like maybe like you keep saying like top 10 guaranteed tight end. The one thing that he's actually like not good at for some reason is after the catch stuff. Like he just goes down a lot. That was just like he just didn't have good metrics after the catch.
Okay.
And you would just think the most athletic tight end in the world would be really good after the catch. And it's like, why is he falling down to like corners and stuff? It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some legitimate gripes about Sadiq. Definitely some like holes you can poke in him. I don't know why. Like I'm as high on him as I am. I mean, it's not like I'm like pounding the table for this guy. I mean, who knows whether he's going to be good or not. But I don't know. I guess I've just found myself drafting him. Like I said, especially in the higher tight end premium leagues. I guess I'm just kind of willing to make that bet. And I think it's probably just a combination of his athleticism and the NFL's belief in him. I mean, he went very high in the draft. I guess I'm just willing to trust that to some degree. And I feel like the Jets probably have a good plan for him. So I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit of a gut feeling, but I mean, yeah, he's not someone I'm like pounding the table for. It's not like a Jadarian Price situation, but I've just kind of found myself taking him somehow, some way. So, but yeah, I mean, I do think some of the criticisms are valid though.
Yeah, no, exactly. And Mr. Bakes, Bakes a lot is in here. Welcome says Dante Moore still needed more time in college, which is why he went back to Oregon. Sadiq is raw but impressively athletic, and Stowers will be better than Sadiq. I've heard a lot of people say that, which I do understand the basis of, because like if Stowers is actually like used correct in the NFL, like he can just genuinely be a top tight end. Obviously, Stowers has a bunch of questions of his own. Can he, be a full time player, all that stuff? But like, yeah, if you want to tell me that, yeah, Stowers is going to have better metrics, he probably will, like per route stuff. But it just like isn't
Yeah.
going to play as many snaps as Sadiq. That probably not.
Yeah, and you know what? The last thing I'll say about Sadiq is, I mean, I'm not sure if I have like a, logical explanation for this or like great evidence of like why I believe this. Sometimes it's just kind of my intuition and gut feeling, but something just tells me that Sadiq is going to be a better NFL player than college player. I mean, we see this sometimes, and the reasons for that sometimes vary, or sometimes we don't even understand like why, but something just tells me that we just haven't seen the best of Sadiq yet. So call it gut feeling, but I guess I'm just going with that.
Well, for sure, yeah, and I hope so, because yeah, again, like his just like college stuff wasn't that good. Like he was really basically like the least productive, like round one took rookie tight end. But here's the thing, like this is what we need to consider. Most tight ends don't declare at like 20 point whatever he is, right? So like
Right.
obviously his production would be far better if he just stayed in college. But the one gripe with that is that you can also age adjust like college production, and even when you like age adjust it's just still like not that impressive at all. So
Okay.
like I don't know. I that's why I'm like I'm not willing to like completely discount him.
Yeah.
Because obviously he could be like Tyler Warren, who at like age of 23 is just like breaks out or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to bring up Tyler Warren, because yeah, imagine if he didn't have that last year at Penn State. I mean, like he wouldn't have been like nearly as like highly regarded, in part because he was like buried behind other tight ends that end up playing in the NFL and everything like that,
Yeah.
which is understandable.
Same with Sadiq, yeah, behind.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's part of the thing. Is just like he's young, he's raw. He has the athleticism, some of the tools. So I just think the best is yet to come, but we'll see.
Yeah, I will say, yeah, again, when he's like falling to like 109 or something in this class, like I'm pretty happy taking him there. I feel like that's a pretty big win if you can get him that late.
Yeah, I mean, I do wish I hadn't like taken him early, and like like waste management comes to mind. I mean, like I don't remember exactly where I took him, but it was like embarrassingly high. But I mean, I was thinking about that 1.0 tight end premium. Like I wanted to build around tight end. So what are you gonna do? But anyways, yeah, we talked about Sadiq long enough. Should we move to third round of rookie drafts here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, and we'll try to be a little quicker here because otherwise this discussion is going to go on forever here. But yeah, in third round, my most owned players, Damon Claiborne, I have 11 shares of him. Vikings running back. And then Kalen Black, I have 10 shares of. So, yeah, I'm loaded up on these two running backs in round 3 here. Okay. And then I guess honorable mention to Eli Raritan. I have 9 shares of him. I can't believe he's not one of the top 2 in round 3 for me. But yeah, somehow those running backs edged him out. How about you, Blake?
Yeah, Eli Raritan is definitely number 1 for me at 11 shares. I probably should say, like, I'm not actually in 27, like, leagues that should count. Probably, I think, like, 22 is, like, that's how many you should actually be looking. So I'm basically at 50% of him.
Okay.
And then my next most owned third round pick, I actually am going to have to scroll over this one because I just off the top of my head, like, I actually just, like, can't think. Okay. I'm going to call it Adam Randall. I do get him in the 4th sometimes, but I actually feel like his ADP is definitely, like, in the back of the 3rd.
Yeah.
I'm at 8 Adam Randalls. I don't know. Is there another player here that's a third
you
round?
You have 8 shares of Adam Randall?
Yeah, I mean, I actually wish I had, like, more Adam
Randall. Yeah, I feel like we haven't talked about him a ton. What do you like about Adam Randall?
Well, look, there's a couple things I like about him. Well, number 1, just like he's really in that range where like, okay, Jolly's gone, Delp's gone, all these guys I want are gone. And then he's probably my Kalen Black. Like I definitely want to take him over Kalen Black personally every single time.
Okay.
I mean, the reason why is like, well, first of all, I just like personally I like Black again. Like I still think he could be a decent pick, like especially just like I don't know, like a 4th round or something. But I just don't think he's going to be the backup. Versus like Adam Randall, I think he has like a decent chance of like actually being the backup. And if I'm wrong about that, like I'm fine with that. he's also just like, what is his age? I think he's like a 20.9-year-old player. I could be wrong. Maybe he's like 22 or something. Let me just
Yeah.
like, let me just look that up real quick because maybe I'm just like tripping on his age. Okay,
Yeah.
21 years old. So yeah, he's just like
Okay.
a non 24-year-old running back, which I don't know. It just seems like every running back that comes out in these later rounds are like 24 years old.
Right.
Literally, Kalen Black's gonna be like 25 when the season starts.
Yeah.
Just like every running back is old though. So
Yeah.
he's a young running back. The Ravens GM, it's the only draft pick he's ever made, which like I don't know. To me, I see that as a positive. I guess you could tell me like maybe the coaching staff doesn't want him, but he's a wide receiver converted running back. But he's also not one of those receiver running backs that's like he's not even like not even like a good running back. Like no, he's a hard runner. So I don't know. Do I know that he's going to be good? No. I just love everything around Adam Randall. You could easily just tell me he's just going to be like a zero going into next offseason, maybe gets nuked or something.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Derrick Henry's backup right now, in my opinion. Again,
Yeah.
maybe Justice Hill is gonna be more involved than we want, like always. I just think there's a lot of interesting things about Adam Randall. So
Yeah. I feel like, signs I like to, go to the eye test. I mean, it has served me well. I know Jacob likes to make fun of it sometimes. But with Adam Randall, I went back and like watched him another time just to kind of get like a better sense of him because I only own one share of him. And I was kind of thinking like, I wish I had a little more of him. I went back and watched him again, just some of his, best plays from college or whatever. And the thing that really struck me watching him for a second time, he is like painfully slow. I mean, I swear, like he makes Jonah Coleman look fast. Like I swear to God, Adam Randall just looks like he's like running in mud. Like he looks brutally slow to me. Now it's not everything. Like I know he's like a bigger running back. It seems like he can like break some tackles and runs hard and everything like that. Not saying like he can't be good, but like man, like that just really stood out to me. I'm just not sure if he's quite fast enough for the NFL, to be honest. But like, I don't know. Did he run a 40? Like, do we know what his 40 time is?
Yeah, he has a 9.5 RAS. Like I just pulled it up here. He did run a 4.540, which is just like
wow.
Like that's good. I think his like 10 and 20 yard splits are just like mediocre like at best.
Yeah, I mean maybe he's more of like a Derrick Henry type where the acceleration's awful, but like once he hits that top gear, it's good. But I mean the problem is like I don't think he breaks many long runs, so I don't know how often he's going to get to that top gear.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just not worried about that. Like on Adam Randall, like that, I'm not looking at him to like break 80-yard runs. Like he's a pass catching running back that can be a grinder. Like that is just literally the cheat code to fantasy. I love these guys that can run between the tackles, catch the football. And again, just like I don't know if anything happened to Derrick Henry. Here's the thing: I think he could have a role with Derrick Henry if he can carve out that Justice Hill role. Hopefully, he could do that. If not, maybe he's just like a really fun, I don't know, maybe like a Ray Davis-y kind of running back. And I'm just saying that because like Ty Johnson's there. So like maybe that's like Justice Hill's kind of like the Ty Johnson. But if something happened to the starter, okay, maybe it's Adam Randall time. So I don't know. To me, I just like Adam Randall for whatever reason. It's definitely not like a player take. I definitely don't think Adam Randall is like some superstar running back. He just has the traits I'm looking for in a late round pick.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he has to like hit, 80-yard touchdown runs, but just be able to like hit the hole when he needs to, or turn the corner, or even if he's not going to be like explosive and breaking off long runs. I mean, I still think you need like some like minimum threshold of speed, but that's wild. Here he has the 4.5 speed, but yeah, I mean, I definitely think he doesn't actually like hit that speed very often when he's actually playing football.
No, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. And Mr. Bakes a lot. We just had a couple comments here. We should just go over real quick.
Absolutely.
And said, with Geno Smith leaving, the Jets, Stowers on the Eagles with Goddard leaving. Yeah, exactly. Like Stowers definitely will set up as a good year 2 player. Bakes a lot says, where do we rank Mike Washington? Definitely higher than where he was being drafted. Actually, I don't know if I pull it up. I probably have like at least like 4 Mike Washingtons. I just try to click them when I can. Maybe like I don't know, mid third though still, or maybe early third. I don't know, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I mean I'm pretty well exposed on Mike Washington. I actually have 7 shares of him. So Yeah, I like him quite a bit. And he was getting a lot of hype before the NFL draft, and he ends up, tumbling down. And where do he end up going? Like fourth or fifth round, where the Raiders took him.
Fourth round, yeah.
Fourth round, yeah. So not amazing draft capital there. That was disappointing, and as a result, he's fallen in the rookie drafts. But I still think he's a fun player. I mean, I know there are definitely some criticisms about him in terms of like not great vision, and I've also heard that he doesn't like break as many tackles as like he should for like a player his size and like that kind of thing. But I mean, when you watch him like at his best, I mean, like he passes the eye test with flying colors. I mean, he just looks like a dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, you want to talk about a big running back that actually looks fast. I mean, that is Mike Washington. So, I mean, he is really impressive to the eye. I mean, just from like a layman's perspective.
Oh, lagging a little bit here. 1 second. Let's get a little refresh going here.
I'm not grinding film here, but the Raiders running back, I mean, like I'd be impressed if you could. I don't know if Dylan Labe or whatever is like still on the roster kicking around, but so it's a clear path there. It's an ascending offense. I'm betting on Kubiak and the talent they're bringing in there. I think they'll fix the offensive line. They hopefully will finally have a quarterback now with Mendoza. So I like Mike Washington quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, for being a backup, I actually really like where he went. And I got some questions about Mike Washington. I just checked. I have 6. Oh, I got to fix this. I have 6 Mike Washingtons.
Nice.
Just gonna pull that up there. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think he's like, when I'm in the third round and I want to bet on a player ever like being able to flip for like a 27-second, let's say.
Yeah.
I think the pass is just very easy for Mike Washington.
Yeah.
Does Ashton
Genty? Oh yeah. I mean, if Genty gets hurt for some number of games and like Mike Washington's out there, like, I mean, yeah, you're going to be able to probably get a pretty nice pick for him.
He like genuinely, like, I mean, I hope I can just like call this because we've seen this happen a million times. If Genty were to get hurt, and let's just say it's at least a somewhat, whatever injury that will put him on IR for at least 4 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
If Mike Washington just scores like a touchdown or breaks one run, has one highlight play,
right,
27-second, easy.
Yeah.
Like it's just a lock. People will just get so excited. They need him for their team. Yeah. Like Isaac Grendo was being flipped for seconds. You know what I mean? Like after one game. So it's just that kind of bet. Yeah. So for Mike Washington, I guess I kind of like failed to put him on the screen there. There we go.
But yeah, I mean, where do we end up putting him in our rankings update video? I think we had him like
probably still like
second, early third.
Probably, still like maybe like 303 range or something like that.
I think it was like very, very early third. I'm trying to think, like I may have even have taken him like late second in like a draft or two. I'm trying to remember, but yeah, more often it's like early third round. Sometimes you even get him like mid to late third round if you get lucky. But,
I don't think I've even drafted him ahead of the mid-third. Like, I think that would be the highest I took him. But I got him multiple times in the 4th round, which I was really happy about as well. So
yeah, I think I want to say I maybe have gotten him in the 4th round, maybe once. Definitely like late third. So it definitely feels like I'm higher on him than the market. Hence all the shares I have of him. But yeah, I kind of don't understand like why the market isn't higher on him. Another thing too is like.
Behind Genty, like, how is he ever gonna,
I know, but like, I mean, in this draft class, I mean, a potential premium handcuff, in round 3, like, you're not going to do much better than that. You know what I mean? So,
well, just when you go to round 3 again, like, there's just people can always tell themselves a story. Okay, can Zachariah Branch be the wide receiver too? Can this guy not be the handcuff to Genty forever? I mean, that's just what he's gonna be. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, I guess like the ceiling is somewhat limited, being stuck behind Genty. At the same time, and I don't think we've even talked about this possibility much. And I hope this doesn't happen because I have a lot of Ashton Genty. But like, is there any chance that like Mike Washington ends up with this like Zach Charbonnet role and like Ashton Genty is like Kenneth Walker? I mean, like, God forbid. Like, I really hope that doesn't happen. But like, whether I want it to happen or not, is that at least possible?
I'm just gonna say no.
Okay. I hope you're right.
And Mike Washington would have to be just like one of the biggest hits at the running back position for that to like really. Here's the thing, like. Can he carve out a role? Yeah, I think that's absolutely possible. But is he going to be stealing goal line touches and like valuable opportunities from Jet. Like, no, I refuse to believe that personally.
Yeah. Well, let's move on to round 4 here, and we'll finish up, and we'll kind of finish up the rookies here. I guess we'll even give a couple honorable mentions to some of our favorite like waiver rookies. But in round 4, this one is probably my most owned rookie, Eli Heidenreich, the Steelers running back. I have 12 shares of him, and then tied for second, we got a pair of tight ends here, Matthew Hibner and Marlon Klein. I have 10 shares of each of those tight ends. So how about you, Blake?
Yeah, for me, Eli Heidenreich at 9 shares. Just basically taking him like mid fourth every time. He's just there.
Yeah.
Matthew Hibner, he's kind of just like a waiver wire guy / late fourth guy for me. I'm willing to put him in the 4th round category here at 11 of him. One of my most owned players just in general.
Yeah.
I do have 7 Kleins, but I actually just like refuse to draft him. If I did draft him, it's like 412.
Okay.
I was getting interested in him, but like honestly, like then I started seeing people draft him, and I'm like, you know what? Like I'll get him for fab. Like a few fab is fine for me. I just like don't even. I would just rather draft Tanner Kozel or something like that, like for sure.
I mean, I actually just took Koziel over Klein in a rookie draft today, so I think I kind of ended up there as well, just kind of swinging for the upside. Maybe I shouldn't even have like 10 shares of Klein, but I've kind of just ended up with it. I mean, I haven't really gone out of my way for it. I mean, I have gotten him on waivers a number of times, and I am willing to like, drop some fab to get him when, he's kind of like the best that's left. But yeah, he's always just kind of sitting there like in the mid to late 4th round, and I mean, some people have kind of caught on to him a little bit, but I mean, probably the best thing you can say about him is that, he's got 2nd round draft capital and he's athletic. Could be a good situation. I mean, we see how productive Dalton Schultz has been, especially last year.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could be the tight end of the future for the Texans.
Yeah, he could be. Yeah, when I was just kind of looking into him, I was like, like, what do you have, like 200? It almost looked like he had like 200 career yards. I'm like,
You thought the city production was bad. Here's Marlon Klein.
Yeah, it's like he's athletic. I guess I can like talk myself. He's worth rostering, when he's free or whatever. But
and then I mean, Klein's kind of similar. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's a little more productive. Maybe not a lot though. But basically, what?
Wait, you said?
I'm sorry, Hibner. Matthew Hibner.
Yeah.
Matthew Hibner's kind of similar. I mean, he only gets the 4th round draft capital, but the Ravens did trade up to get him. He's athletic as well. I don't think he was hugely productive in college either. But I don't know. I think he's interesting.
He just looks so much. He just feels so much better, Hibner. Like the path is like, there might be Mark Andrews there, but the path just feels so much more clear to me. For some reason. So yeah, I prefer Hibner.
Yeah, I mean, on paper it's pretty similar, but I mean, I agree. I do prefer Hibner by a little bit. I'm not sure I can even like fully articulate why. Maybe just a bit of a gut call there. But I think they're both like semi-interesting. I mean, not guys I'm like pounding the table for. But
they traded up for him too, by the way. I found out.
I just mentioned that. I think that is good because, I mean, it shows you they really wanted this guy, they valued him, and so they probably have a plan for him. So even if you only got 4th round draft capital, I do think that is meaningful that they traded up.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I'm kind of scrolling through here on some of my other shares, but basically for UDFAs, like you could kind of put Hibner in there for me. Koziel and Klein, I'm at 7 and 6. But my big one. My big one is Seth McGowan at 15. I just didn't know I had this much. I have been calling him out on our shorts as just like one of those just must pick up waiver guys. And I understand why I have 15. It's because Seth McGowan was on my radar pre-draft. He's a 7th round running back, but like as a DJ Giddens guy, maybe he does take a year or two leap. Maybe he's like the Blake Corum.
Right.
I just look. I cannot get over like the Amir Abdullah thing. Like that is just like so bad to be just like getting destroyed by Amir Abdullah in 2025. So like for me, Seth McGowan, he just is like, he's also one of those 24-and-a-half-year-old running backs. To me that just screams okay. He's ready to go in there. I just think like he actually could provide value as like a handcuff or something behind JT. Mm-hmm. If JT were to go down, I actually think he has a real chance of winning that job. He's free. I don't know. In theory, he just is a player that actually is like somewhat attractive to me. He doesn't have like really good receiving stuff. It's like, again, kind of like a hard guy to exactly articulate why I like him so much.
Yeah.
I just want to have JT's handcuff. It's like probably the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, and I mean, he definitely has a chance to be a handcuff, and I think he looks like a pretty decent player as well. I kind of comped him to Arian Foster, which I know is like really high praise. I mean, I'm not saying he's going to end up as anything close to that, but I kind of saw some similar traits just watching him. So yeah, I kind of like him as well. I only have 2 shares of him somehow, probably because like you've been hoarding all the shares. We're definitely in a lot of leagues together. But yeah, I like him as well. I mean, if he ends up being the handcuff, I mean, it does feel like JT is like due for an injury. I mean, that'd be a pretty valuable role. So yeah, I would definitely wouldn't write off DJ Giddens. But yeah, I do think McGowan's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I still got my Giddens shares too. He was one of my most owned guys last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wellness like own both those guys, but yeah, for me, I just think he actually could be. I don't know, maybe a little bit Manungai-ish. It's just like it's not as good of a situation as like the issue.
Yeah.
He's not on the Bears.
And then my 2 most owned rookies that I'm getting off waivers, Malik Benson, I have 7 shares, and Cyrus Allen, Chiefs receiver, I have 6 shares. So both kind of like late round draft capital wide receivers. I think both these guys are kind of interesting. I mean, Cyrus Allen has Matt Harmon's endorsement, to some degree, right? He's a little bit of a sleeper for Matt Harmon, so you got to like that. With the uncertainty around Rashee Rice, it kind of makes Chiefs receivers a little bit more interesting. So I like taking a shot on him if I can get him for fab. And with Malik Benson, I mean, I haven't heard many people talk about him, but he's definitely fast, and probably but the most interesting thing I can say about him is, he's a rookie receiver coming in at the same time as, rookie quarterback in Mendoza. So, a lot of times you see kind of like a relationship, a connection form there when the quarterback, franchise quarterback and receiver come in at the same time as rookies. Yeah, I mean, they could definitely be, practicing a lot together, just forming that connection and chemistry or whatever. So I could see a situation where like Malik Benson, if he ever, if he can earn some playing time, once Mendoza's in there, like maybe, Benson has a little bit of an advantage because he's kind of got that connection with Mendoza.
Yeah, I basically just own him, 5 of him, because like they just don't have any receivers at all. Like I know nothing about Malik Benson. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. And it's definitely a completely open wide receiver room, obviously.
Uh-oh.
Odds are he'll be, a nothing, but you can definitely tell yourself a story, and there are definitely some things that make him an appealing guy to get off waivers for sure.
Yeah, like honestly, these are the kind of players like I don't even really like care like how good they are or anything like that. I mean, like okay, like hopefully I think they're like somewhat decent, but like Cyrus Allen, again, he's got a little bit of Matt Harmon's, praise, and he's a Chiefs receiver with Rashee Rice going on. Good enough for me, I got like
exactly.
Of them, so.
It doesn't have to be like too much more complicated than that for
a really good, easy player to cut if I need to,
Yeah, exactly, for sure.
Yeah, so I don't know. Then there's other waiver guys that we like. Again, like Justin Jolly's a guy I didn't really like talk about. Got like 5 shares of him. Been trying to get him everywhere. Delp's a guy 3rd round. Haven't got as much as I'd like. Maybe like 3 shares of him. It's just like sometimes he goes ahead of Raritan and stuff. I can't do that. So. Uh-oh. Sorry, getting a little bit of lag here. Just one moment. Let's refresh this.
Oh, you're back now. You're back.
Yeah. I just gotta refresh like Ninja when it's just bugging out. Is all. There we go. Uh-oh. Maybe not.
As well. Let's see how many shares.
Bear with us, technical difficulties. We'll refresh our cameras here.
Oh, now you're back. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you heard what I was saying, but yeah, I've been trying to get more Delp shares recently. I just kind of got a feeling about him. He definitely has the athleticism. So I'm up to 5 shares on Delp. So I mean, it's definitely an interesting tight end class. I mean, pretty deep.
Yeah, super deep. Again, just want basically all of these guys. Like genuinely, there's not really a tight end I don't want late.
Yeah,
it's kind of just the answer when someone asked us like, who do you want? Outside basically the first round and a half, 2 rounds, it's just going to be a tight end for me. That's how I've been drafting.
Yeah.
Only want tight ends, and I guess some running backs.
Yeah.
Don't even really
I
want
mean,
receivers.
yeah, I mean, as long as it's a tight end premium league, because actually this rookie draft that I'm just finishing up right now, I think it's like I think it's one of only 2 leagues I'm in there where there's no tight end premium.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it definitely has an impact. I mean, these tight ends are definitely falling even further down the board. And yeah, it's really kind of hard to justify taking them where you normally would when it's probably going to be hard to ever use them in the flex unless you're really desperate. So
Yeah.
that definitely has an impact. But yeah, if it's any kind of tight end premium, like I definitely think you can definitely make a case for a lot of these tight ends.
Yeah, no, exactly. Okay, so that pretty much covers our rookie exposure. We'll move on to our veterans. By the way, I just want to put in chat here because I just forgot to like mention this. But like I'm just like gonna link in like the Sleeper Dynasty channel there. Like if someone's, I'm not sure, Mr. Bakes a lot. Like you've been here before. I don't know if you're like in the Discord or not, or just like I don't know who's in the Discord or not just in general watching. But I'll be running the Sleeper like Dynasty YouTube channel. So if you didn't see that before, I just linked it down. You can check it out. I just posted, or no, I haven't posted yet. I'm gonna be posting like tomorrow morning, like the first actual video on there. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, really exciting opportunity for you. So yeah, definitely check that out. Make sure you subscribe. I mean, it's a brand new channel from Sleeper too. So yeah, I don't know how many subscribers you're up to now, Blake.
Up to 11, baby.
11 subscribers. So yeah, I mean, hey, this is a chance to get it on the ground floor. But yeah, really exciting opportunity, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what you're gonna put on their on Sleeper's brand new YouTube page.
Yeah, well, I'll do a little promo here for a second. Startup video to start, but not. Are we lagging again here? Hold on. Refresh that. Man, I don't know what
okay,
is.
I think you're back now.
There, yeah, I don't know what is going on with this stupid Video Ninja, but the first video it will be. There we go. First video will be just startup. It's gonna be like the top 5 mistakes to like basically avoid that will like kill your team.
Yeah.
And it's just like very closely related to basically just like my startup strategy, which I've actually like made a video on the channel. It's gonna be kind of similar to that video I made on this channel, but yeah, I kept this one more like those mistakes, and then my second video on the Sleeper channel will be like actually showing how to do the startup strategy. But hopefully it's a far better video like on our channel, because that one there was like no examples really. It was just more about like the technical side. Again, it's still a really useful video like on our channel. It just I think like this one it's gonna be a little more like I don't know, like inclusive and just like giving visual and like showing people how to actually achieve the startup strategy. Because again, I say it in the video, like I really think when people catch on to this strategy, I already did see like actually like Paul from Pure Potential like basically like make a video on the strategy. So like I don't know, I think people are going to be trending in a way towards the strategy. It's something I've already been doing for a couple of off seasons. It's just not really talked about. I'm pretty shocked. So like yeah, definitely a video to keep an eye out for. And again, yeah, the second video as well, like showing how to actually do it.
Yeah, and so this is the strategy that I called quiet contending. That's what we've been calling it. So yeah, so basically it'll be just kind of like a redo of the quiet contending video.
Yeah, it's sort of like again, like it's not gonna be exactly that, because this is just gonna focus on 5 startup mistakes. Okay. Some of it, like a lot of it though, it just has to do with like quiet contending. You know what I mean? Like I basically say like you don't want to do this, you would rather be doing that, which is like something that you would want to do in the quiet contending.
Yeah.
So like basically, if you watch this first video, then you watch the Sleeper startup video, the quiet contender type video, they're gonna pair really well together. Like you're gonna understand why you're doing.
But I mean, it is a great strategy. So yeah, anyone watching will definitely want to check that out. If you have any other startups coming up this off season or just for the future. I've done a few startups this off season, and the last 2 I've done I definitely have been using this strategy, and it has served me very well. So I would highly recommend it.
Yeah, we just did one together. You and I are number 1 and 2, I believe,
In Deep State,
in
right?
the Dynasty Deep State. And also, like, I just for the video because I was kind of like gonna prep it. Again, people don't know who I am on this like sleeper channel. No one will know who I am. So I like for the next video, like I'm just gonna post this thing. I'm gonna say like, hey, like don't just take my word for it. Like here's like literally my like power rankings or whatever after the startup. It is
Right.
just like a lock to be the number 1 or number 2 player every single
Yeah.
time in value.
Yeah.
And you just like also have a contending team. It's just like an absolute glitch. And then also, what's even just says even more is this last Listener League 3.0 that just ended, what, today or something? Or
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yeah.
I didn't do the strategy because I've just been so busy with like, yeah, like taking on like the second YouTube channel now. I barely had like time to post anything on ours all week. School's going on, parties, and just like, so basically I couldn't even like really draft like our Listener League 3.0. I just kind of like made my picks, didn't make any trade offers. I didn't do the strategy, and I ended up ranked 4th, which is like again, these things are not like I
Yeah.
don't know, like okay, if I'm 4th, that doesn't mean I'm like truly the 4th guy,
Right.
but I'm definitely not a top 3 team in there for sure because I didn't get to do my strategy, and
Right.
it feels awful. It feels awful to be the 4th ranked
Yeah.
team because normally you just have a free walk to be in a top team out of startup. I mean,
Yeah.
I have high like expectations coming out of the startup basically.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, it is an awesome strategy. I mean, it basically feels like you're combining like a contending team and a rebuilding team like into one. Like, I mean, you
Yeah,
really have like the best of both worlds. So, yeah, I mean, the startup I had in Deep State, I mean, it is the best. I mean, in my opinion, it's the best startup draft I've ever done, like by a mile. I'm so
yeah.
happy with that team in there. So, yeah, highly recommend the strategy and any of your videos associated with it for sure.
Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Yeah, and I also just made a short for us on. Well, I guess maybe I won't say, but now I will. If you're someone's watching, whatever, you can watch it still on the shorts. But Kyler Murray, it was the most owned player, or no, the best by player in all of Dynasty. I don't know, whatever. I mixed that up, but we probably will talk about him here in a moment because he is probably one of my more like owned players. Let's move on to our veteran top owned players here, Dan.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so yeah, our most owned veterans. Yeah, so my most owned veteran of any player who's not a rookie. I have 12 shares of Greg Dulcich. So I mean, that is apparently my dude. I mean, I don't even know how I've gotten quite that many shares. I mean, a lot of times it's just been like on waivers. I mean, I feel like he was on waivers for like a year or two, and then he just kind of became, semi-relevant again last season. And he had really good metrics as well last season. I mean, it was crazy. I just looked it up. I believe his yards per route run last season on the Dolphins was like 2.54, like something insane like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I liked him coming out as a rookie, a few years back. And I mean, he's the starting tight end for the Dolphins, and he's just basically free.
Yeah.
So I've just been loading up on him. I can't swing a dead cat without hitting, without getting another share of Greg Dulcich. So I just love the guy.
Yeah, no, I love that. Like, I do have a few of him, but I probably don't have a lot because you probably just own him in a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
And I made a mistake like in the offseason. I had like dropped a couple like during especially like even for a rookie draft. I know I dropped one. I
Yeah.
hopefully like made it up because I think I like traded for 2 Greg Dulciches. I moved like Gardner Minshew for him or something like that.
Nice.
And again,
Love
like
it.
1.0 premium. Like yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think Greg Dulcich is like literally one of the greatest like late round free tight ends you could do. I should have
Yeah.
been targeting him in these startups. I just keep forgetting him. I don't know who got him. You probably got him.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I got him in Deep State. He's an ADP glitch. I mean, he has like
He
an
is, yeah.
ADP of I think it doesn't like go higher than like 999. So he's like one of those guys that's just
Yeah.
like buried at the very bottom. Like
He's
I have
low
no
owned,
idea
too.
why. Like I mean, Sleeper's definitely has to improve its ADP. But hey, I mean it can work in your favor if you know those guys that are buried down there. And Dulcich is the best one.
Yeah, and maybe just people aren't drafting him. Like I wouldn't even been drafting him anyways. That's probably why he's down there so much. Because like I don't even remember he exists when we're doing the
Right.
startup, which is pretty bad because, like, again, I think he's actually like
Well,
a
I mean,
really
he
good
was like
player.
irrelevant for like what, like a good like 2 years.
At
I mean,
least,
like
yeah.
basically like 23 and 24. He just like did nothing. I mean, like, you know, I mean, he was like one of those players where it's like, oh yeah, does that guy like still play in the NFL? But the crazy thing is too is like he's still pretty young. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll look up his age right now, but he
Like
really isn't that
25.
old. 25? Yeah,
Probably, yeah. He was
something like that.
21, I
Sounds
think,
about
when he
right.
came in. So,
Yeah, so I mean, he could have some good years ahead of him. So I mean, he's a bit of a, I guess you could say like mercurial player that like maybe he was like good early on, but then he got like injured, and then he was just like kind of disappeared. But like, hey, he's back. So
yeah.
kind of a fun fantasy zombie, you could say.
No, yeah, exactly. I need to get my shares up. All of you guys should be looking to get Greg Dulcich for sure, especially in your, yeah, nice tight end premium leagues. My most owned non rookie, Jordan James. He was my most owned rookie, I think, last year.
Mhm.
Um, and he just, I don't know. I just think he's CMC's backup. I actually think he's like, I thought he was a pretty good prospect, honestly. Like, I was pretty disappointed with
Yeah.
like fifth round capital. Obviously, again, it was loaded class. And I guess just like disappointed, like he actually went to the Niners, though. Like technically, that's also like a really good thing. So if anything happens to CMC, of course, I have a bunch of CMC. So like, yeah, I have to own a lot of Jordan James. Like it almost could like maybe be a net gain if here's the thing, if CMC went down for like a little bit of time, that would probably be very good for me. Like because I would have Jordan James and all those teams, and then I would have a chance to like sell him across a bunch of leagues. I need
Mhm.
to own a lot of Jordan James. I just think he's good. I think you own a decent amount too, Dan, if I'm not
Yeah, I
mistaken.
think I have. I was just looking at Waved and wave.net. Good website you guys should check out. In fact, we might be giving away a free membership to that. Oh, shoot. Were we going to like make people guess like what our most owned player was? So I don't know if it's too late for that. Maybe we'll figure out some way to give it away. But in any case, it shows you like your exposures to different players, among other things. And let's see, Jordan James. I think I have 9 shares of him. I'll double check that right here. But yeah, I'm pretty high on him as well. And I think he's another one of those players where people are kind of writing him off because he didn't do much as a rookie. But I could kind of see him taking a little bit of that Blake Corum path in year 2.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's definitely in play. And even if he's just like, I don't know, he's just so cheap. Like I just drafted him like
Yeah.
20th round of our startup. Like I don't care if he's nothing.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of high upside on a player like that. So
Yeah. And for what it's worth, we didn't mention him in when we talked about rookies, but, or wait, actually, no, I did mention Caitlin Black, but we didn't talk about him much. I do like him as well. So, I mean, I have a lot of shares of both players. Um, I think I even have both of them on the same team in a couple instances. But for the most part, like a team's just kind of betting on one or the other. But I think they're both very interesting.
yeah, if CMC goes down, you'll be happy either way.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'll be very happy if CNC.
You're gonna have like a voodoo doll just
Yeah, it
like
sounds horrible.
breaking
That sounds horrible.
CMC's
Yeah,
leg.
but yeah, nothing against CMC, but yeah, definitely like some Jordan James. And then, do we want to kind of work our way down here?
Yeah.
Who's like your next most owned player in terms of like not just shares, but well, I mean, we're highlighting players like for the most part here that we have a lot of like value invested into. So,
Yeah.
what player do you want to talk about next, Blake?
Yeah, I got him on the screen. I'll actually just mention two guys. I have 9 shares of Tootin. Funny enough, I really haven't like added much of them at all. This I think maybe I added like one of them this offseason, maybe two. I
Yeah,
just was buying them all in the draft last year in the mid second,
right.
and I bought a couple in season when no one cared about them. And I don't know. I mean, maybe like again, like maybe I should consider selling him. I think this is a player like a pro like I don't want to say like profile. Okay, I think I talked a little bit about Tootin in that startup video. I'm gonna have posted on that Sleeper channel tomorrow.
Mhm.
He fits a lot of the categories of the kind of player I would want to sell normally in Dynasty.
Right.
Maybe it's I don't know exactly how to articulate it, but it's just like, hey, the, to me, it's like, what is there not to like about him? People are acting like C-Rod is just like some star player all of a sudden. He's like probably not even been active half of his career, like on the practice squad or whatever. And he's a pass catching, explosive running back that's trusted at the goal line. They love his goal line usage. I don't know. People are just like, well, he is 3.8 yards per carry or whatever it is. I'm like, I don't care about that, bro. He was doing short yardage stuff. So for me, like, I just don't think Tootin's a sell at all. I think I see how people get there. I will 100% say that. I think is a bunch of risk potentially with Tootin. To me, being a Liam Cohen back with those traits, I mean, I think it was a home run potential here. So for Tootin, for me, I'm just really not caring to sell him unless I can get a 27 first or something for him, because I want to be buying him without I want to be buying him like a second plus or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
People are selling for him for that, and that's why I haven't really bought him. It's because he is like worth a first, like a late first. So that's why if I can get him without a first, then I will try to get him in every league. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean, I have been high on Tootin too. I'm coming off of that a little bit. I don't think he actually looked particularly good last year. Maybe he takes a bit of a year two leap. And you can debate how good of a prospect he was. I mean, there were definitely a lot of people that liked him, but I'm starting to think maybe it was a little overstated. So I'm a little torn on Tootin. I also think, there's a chance that Chris Rodriguez could take some goal line work, be more of a factor than maybe people are giving him credit for.
People are giving a lot of credit, like so much, man. Like people, I had an idea of what is it? Edson thinks that just Rodriguez is gonna dominate. I'm like, people, every take I see, like seriously on Twitter and everything, is just C-Rod is the guy. It's unbelievable.
Oh wow. Okay. See, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that. So yeah, I guess Chris Rodriguez is giving his credit then.
He is.
But I mean, they could end up being right. We'll see. LaQuinn Allen's a good pass catcher, so could there be a scenario where Tootin's like kind of stuck between the 20s, doesn't really have the valuable touches, and maybe he's not like the greatest running back either. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he's definitely fast, explosive. I don't know. You don't see him break a lot of tackles. At least you didn't last year.
Yeah, I'll just add that if he literally that was his calling card, goal line and short yardage. That's what he was asked to do last year. And they were just like raving about him on Coach Speak Index. If they weren't, then I would not be as in as I was.
Okay.
Everything else just lines up again. Like we saw with Kyron Williams, like nothing his rookie year. Came back from injury like mid-season. I don't know. So like me, it's just like it could be a very similar thing where like I just don't care about his rookie year. I don't care if he looked good or bad or whatever. He just has every single trait I'm looking for in a Liam Cohen offense. It's just like a mathematical equation.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a great situation. I mean you definitely like to have a Liam Cohen running back. So I think there's definitely some upside there. I definitely still have a handful of shares. I have sold 2 recently. I'm not planning on selling all of them. But I want a few Tootin shares, and I'll definitely have that.
Yeah, and if people weren't questioning him, like which is keeping him kind of like under that big tier break in startups, like in that 8th round and whatnot. Okay, if he was like just going higher and just a little bit higher, then now I'd be willing to sell. If you could sell him for 27 first, I'd probably be selling a bunch of them. You know what I mean? I think there's a very easy chance you could just sell him for 27 first after he has one blow up game. I didn't mean to go like that much into Tootin. He's just a player like I'm very passionate about. Like I cannot believe how much people like Chris Rodriguez. Like it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. So.
People legitimately think he is like some star. I don't know. I mean, again, I still think Chris Rodriguez is like a decent investment. He's still a player I'm targeting because what if something happens to Tootin? I don't know. I guess he could be like a decent best ball player. Brandon Ayuk is my other guy. Yeah, that's someone people are gonna cringe at that. I mentioned that again in that sleeper video. That one thing that you just need to be okay doing is investing in players that feel gross. And I called out Brandon Ayuk, T.J. Hawkinson, which again I almost feel too gross to even like draft him still sometimes, and also Xavier Worthy, who I have none of or maybe one of, but I've seen him now go in the round 13 a couple times, and it's just a reminder. Like last year, I called it like Javonte Williams, Travis Etienne, Daniel Jones, what was it, Wan'Dale Robinson, and there was another big one. All these guys, no one wanted to touch with a 10-foot pole because they were burnt last year. Brandon Ayuk is one of those players. No one wants to touch this guy. He didn't even play. So I understand it. Like I just think he's gonna get cut. If he gets cut and he signs with the Commanders, okay, like he's just gonna be Brandon Ayuk on the Commanders, but like that's like 2 years removed from an injury. That's something that's appealing for me in like the 13th round, 14th round. I don't know, it's just like as simple as that to me. So Brandon Ayuk, I would recommend just taking a swing on him personally. No one is gonna like that, hearing that, but I do think he could be like a Javonte Williams best player, something like that. You know what I mean? Where you think he's dead, and then it's like, wait a second, wait, this is actually like a good player. We just hadn't seen him.
Yeah, I mean, if he decides to play football, I mean, like, will he definitely do that? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big social media guy, but it seems like anytime I hear someone talk about like Brandon Ayuk on social media, it's just like, oh man, this guy's like going off the deep end and everything. So like, I don't really know like what's going on there, but
there's a bunch of AI.
The vibes don't feel good.
No, yeah, there is a video of him like eating ice cream, like speeding by. I don't know, it's like melting in his hand. But there's a bunch of like AI photos that like keep tricking people, where they're like making him look fat. Like but they're doing it like in a subtle fashion, like to make it like look believable. And like I've seen like a bunch of people get baited on it, and just like and then they like address it, and they're like I don't know, man. It's just like a funny thing that's going on with like AI. But I don't know. I think it's making him cheaper, so. I don't mind.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, although I was able to sell him for a late second in rookie draft that I'm doing right now, so I was happy with that. Yeah, I'm definitely Don't share your feelings on Ayuk, but I mean, I get the logic though. I mean, if he ends up back on the field, he's still only like 28 years old. I mean, he's a good player, so I get it.
Yeah, if I could get him for a late second this year, I would genuinely own 100% of them.
Yeah.
Those are my two in-depth players.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't. So wait, you have how many shares of each of those players?
I have 9 Tootin, 8 Brandon Ayuk. I've got most of those Brandon Ayuks this offseason.
Okay.
Pretty much all of them.
And then here, how about I'll kick off for 7 shares here. I have 7 shares of Oronde Gadsden. I mean, I can't say I'm like crazy high on him right now. Obviously, the Chargers bring in David Njoku, so that's kind of throwing me for a loop. I'm still not entirely sure what to think of that, but it definitely doesn't feel good. It definitely puts Gadsden kind of in a little bit of an ambiguous situation. I don't really know what to expect from him, but I still love him as a player and a talent. I mean, we saw incredible flashes from him last year, so I still want to be optimistic. And even if I wasn't optimistic, I mean, I'm not going to sell him low now, fresh off that Njoku signing. So, I'm just going to kind of, ride out these shares here, hope for the best. But I still love him as a player. And hopefully in the long term, his talent emerges if he's the player that I think he is and that we've seen as a rookie.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, I don't know where I'm at on Gadsden. I think I'm more interested in him now, though, than I was like before in the offseason. Just simply because his price is just going down. He was a little too expensive for my liking to like actually be investing in him. Probably just that one Gadsden, that one that we co-own. I don't know. I've been thinking about seeing just how cheap he is, though. I think obviously you probably have sold some. He was like your guy last year. You basically had
exactly. I think I had like 12 shares at one point, and like that was even when I was only in like maybe like 15 dynasty leagues or something. I mean, I had like 80+% of Gadsden. I called myself the president of the Oronde Gadsden fan club. So I don't know if I still hold that title anymore. Only having the 7 shares, I definitely sold off a good number, and that proved to be wise because I sold them all off before the Njoku signing. Not that I anticipated that, but I just knew I didn't want to carry like that much value in one player because he was pretty highly valued.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's very respected on the market. And here's the thing, like again, not to like talk about it and like obviously he's breaking records, but it was also off like 3 games where like he's keeping all his value. And then we know what happened with Justin Herbert and everything, but like it is pretty rare you get a player that just like puts up a few games like that. Yeah. And then just maintains value as well as he had. Like, you would think, like, maybe he would slip to, like, maybe, like, early second value. But, like, he's been very consistently just, like, probably still now worth, like, at minimum, a late first.
Yeah. But, I mean, also the Chargers line fell apart. And, like, that really has a big impact on tight end because then they need their tight end to block. And Gadsden's not the greatest blocker. So there were reasons that I think did justify why he just disappeared last season.
Oh, and 100%, and that's why he's held on to his value is exactly that.
Yeah.
And then also Jacob was just commenting about Rodriguez, and yeah, I know that Rodriguez is like his actual numbers were pretty good. I mean, we liked Jacob or not Jacob Rodriguez. We liked Rodriguez, especially Dan has been like a massive Rodriguez guy, and he said he could easily pull 40 to like 2 and 60. That's exactly what I'm expecting is like that 40-60. It could even be 50-50 or whatever, I don't know, between those two. but like Tootin's 50 is just, I don't know, to me way more valuable with the pass catching. And
You're just that confident that he would be the goal line back, over Rodriguez.
And gonna catch passes and everything. I mean, dude, Chris Rodriguez. I saw a beat reporter also like saying it. Basically, if Chris Rodriguez is on the field, they're not gonna pass the ball, or at least they're not gonna pass it to him. I mean, we know that he just. Here's the thing: we look at Liam Cohen's offense. It's so dynamic. Like you want the running back to catch the football. Chris Rodriguez would be limiting what they could potentially do on the field by having him out there. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of like both of them out there, if that makes sense. To make defenses like actually have to respect the pass, and that makes sense. So if Chris Rodriguez could catch the football, I would be much more scared. I will say that.
Okay.
And yeah, Tootin was very good on the goal line. So again, that could always change. I think Rodriguez has been good in short yardage as well. But yeah, Frizzle is saying, how's it going, fellas? Would you trade a 2027 first and a 2027 second for a 2026 fifth and hold on. For a 2026 fifth.
For a fifth and sixth startup draft pick.
And sixth startup pick. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100%. You can get a 2025, or sorry, you can just get a fifth and a sixth startup pick for literally just a first and a second. Okay, well, hold on. Let me explain myself here, because, again, the video I've been alluding to on the Sleeper Dynasty channel, it says there is basically no price where I would trade my first. This would be the price, though, where I would trade my first and second. I mean, that is just, you would just are objectively getting a better, you could even hand them an early first, and you could win that deal. So, yeah, hopefully you don't hand them an early first, but yeah, that's a steal to get a fifth and a sixth. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the range that you just want to accumulate as many picks as possible in. I mean, I think basically rounds 5 through 7 is kind of that sweet spot for you, Blake, in our quiet contending strategy.
Yeah, 6 and 7 are my big ones, but fifth round is obviously better than 6th round, so even better.
Sure. Yeah, even better. Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, any player you get in that range is going to be worth at least a first, if not more than a first. So, I think it'd be kind of tough to lose that trade.
Yeah, that's just like, you're not going to get that from anyone that, I guess, like knows what they're doing. So,
yeah,
as long as you're getting the startup picks, Frizzle, 100% you want to do that, man.
But yeah, just make sure, obviously, that if you make that trade, you're contending then, because if you don't have next year's first. So yeah, make sure you build your team accordingly.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to take on like other people's picks. Still, you don't have to go, I don't know, completely all in, but again, just make sure you have a contending roster. When you build out, target guys like Mike Evans, whoever it might be, if you need to add some points at any point. Do you have another 7-share player, Dan?
No, I do not.
Okay, yeah. For me, here's probably just my true 2 most invested guys in. Wait, I got to shout out Michael Mayer at 8 shares, by the way. Just been a big guy for me, trying to get him everywhere. But it's not him. It's Drake London and Jackson Dart, both with 7 shares. Obviously, very expensive players. I don't know. All I would add to these guys is these are players that got injured at a point last year. I think that's really affecting their value. I think basically if both of them didn't have any injuries, they would be much more expensive. I just cannot understand Jackson Dart's price. I think any other year, he would be a first-round starter pick. Like, genuinely could contest for, like, early first, where, like, Drake May is going right now. I mean, he had a better rookie season than Drake May. That's just a fact. So, for fantasy.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, by far, by a mile.
Yeah, and he also did it. Here's the thing. Drake May did it with no weapons, but, like, Jackson Dart did it with less weapons. So, and with, like, a coach that actually got fired midseason twice. So, to me, Jackson Dart is, like, I mean, he's just like Jesus in fantasy right now. Like, if I'm wrong on that, like, I don't know. I'm not going to learn my lesson because, like, he just was he was literally the quarterback number 1 when he was starting. Or I guess they're probably even the best player in fantasy. Maybe CMC had him there, but Drake London, 19.5 points per game, pre-injury. Obviously, PCL, we know that's hard injury to come back. Like, it impacts how you do. I'm not going to care about anything that happened after. We know Drake London's an awesome receiver. He already has a top 5 finish in 2024. Just 2 players I think are very underpriced.
Oh yeah, I mean, I am extremely high on both those players as well. I'm envious that you have 7 shares of each, and that's pretty crazy. I mean, considering that each of those players is basically like pushing like 3/1 of value,
Yeah.
that's incredible that you're able to acquire 7 of each of those. So yeah, well done there. Yeah, completely agree. Love both those guys.
Yeah, I will actually just I see Mike Evans and Gunnar Helm here. Gunnar Helm, I honestly like again, he's a hard guy to articulate. I don't know. I was just getting him so cheap, basically. Like now, I don't know. Do I care as much about him? We'll see. Well, a nice tight end premium player. And then Mike Evans. I look. I don't care if he's like Alvin Kamara this year and just like dies or something. Mike Evans, I don't know. He just really hasn't shown too many signs of slowing down. I did see his metrics were a little bit worse this year, and he was playing injured. But Baker Mayfield was also playing injured, so
Yeah.
to me, Mike Evans did pass the eye test, especially when he came back. I mean, he was just like dominating. So, man, him on the Niners, if it's a trap, I'm falling for it. I do not care. I want him on every team. Like, I think he's basically my Devontae Adams for this year.
Yeah.
I just think he's gonna be ultra productive, and he's just not worth the first. So.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely seems like a great candidate for to be this year's Devontae Adams. So yeah, I definitely think he's a fun player to roster this year, and yeah, I'm willing to roll the dice on him. I don't really own much of him. Actually, I'm not sure if I own. Well, we own him on the co-managed team, so I think that's my only share. But definitely wouldn't mind owning a bit more of him. I actually just got a trade offer in a league where I'd pay a 27 for him. So
yeah.
I'm not sure if I need him on that team, but I don't know. I'll take a harder look at it. Maybe I'll accept and then like trade someone else away. But I definitely wouldn't mind getting a little more Mike Evans.
Yeah, and maybe in like season if you don't need him, maybe you will need him, and then
Yeah.
maybe you could still trade 27 second. I don't know, whatever you want to do, but I do think that yeah, he's just a player. I want to get him now before he puts up that big spike week early on.
Yeah,
it might not be so easy to get him then.
The only thing though is like, how is he not going to get injured? Like between his age and like being on the Niners, like I mean, it's just like guaranteed. Like he'll probably be awesome when he's out there, but like he's going to miss like 8 games this year.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I'm not even thinking about that. I don't even want to think about that. Keep that away from me. But I had that thought, and I'm like, I'm just not even gonna worry about it. Like,
right.
If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Like, I don't know. I guess I would say it's priced in because I like his price so much.
Right.
It's just hard to get a player that like projects out so well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think he's going like really high on underdog, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just going super high, like in redraft. I think he'll be going super high against Sleeper's ADP, like for redraft, just isn't like updated right now.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, he's a very like going in maybe like the teens for receiver higher. So.
I think I heard that he's going ahead of Devontae Adams on underdog. Like, does that make sense to you? I mean, like, which player would you have ranked higher?
No, I would rather have Mike Evans.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and I think Devontae Adams is worth maybe slightly more or a higher ADP in Dynasty. But I would rather have Mike Evans. He's younger, and I actually think he's going to be the alpha of his team, where, again, like, I know there's Puka.
But for redraft or, like, underdog, best ball, like, which receiver would you take?
Same. I'm playing redraft in Dynasty when I have Mike Evans. I'm not worrying about who's worth more in 2 years. It is just I want the guy that's going to score more, and that's Mike Evans to me.
For sure.
But both are good, yeah.
Yeah. And you have how many shares of Mike Evans?
7 Mike Evans. That's not
7 Mike Evans. Okay.
I need more.
Nice.
Yeah. He could be one of those players in season I'm willing to, like, I don't know, maybe add some more of or something. But
okay.
What about you for 6 shares? Who do you got?
Yes, so 6 shares. I've got 5 players here that are all basically worth, like a late first or more. Ashton Genty, James Cook, Malik Willis, Matthew Stafford, and Parker Washington. So a couple running backs, couple quarterbacks, and a wide receiver there. Yeah. I mean, well, we can talk about some of them in a moment. But yeah, how about you? Like, which players do you have 6 shares of?
Okay, yeah. Brock Purdy, Harold Fannin, Kyler Murray, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, rookie Jonah Coleman. I guess I didn't really talk about him. Yeah, those are my like notable players.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Ashton Genty, I mean, he might be the player that I have like the most value invested into. Um, I mean, I just love owning these like young stud running backs. I
Yeah.
mean, I definitely think he has potential for a year 2 breakout. Um, and yeah, I like the situation he's in. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't even know how I've gotten 6 shares of him, but I absolutely love it. Yeah, I mean, you
Yeah.
probably won't find anyone higher on Genti than me.
I mean, yeah, he's just like, I guess, your version of like Jeremiah Love for me. Like, I don't know how I got
Yeah,
6 Jeremiah Loves
right.
either. I just like have it. I'm loving it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like the same to me. I don't. I guess I would like probably prefer Jeremiah, not because I own six more, but like here's like I would probably prefer him more because I guess he's easier to get for me. At least he's been easier to get personally.
right.
Um, but also just like a year younger, and there is a chance that like he just puts up a better like I suppose like rookie season than Genti were. Like if that happen, I don't know. It doesn't like really matter what happens. Just if Genti's better this year, he'll probably be worth more. But in
Yeah,
theory, if Love came out firing this year,
right.
like Jeremiah Love, like genuinely could be like an early first next year. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
he could be the 101 next year if he
yeah,
really. I'm not gonna bet that, but it's
yeah.
possible.
Yeah, it doesn't feel likely, but hey, like you can't write it off. I mean, I think of like Saquon's like rookie season. I
Exactly. Yeah.
mean, I don't think the Giants were that great then, so like you just never know.
Yeah. Or like
Um,
I guess I was thinking Zeke too, but the Cowboys
yeah,
were good that year. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, maybe Saquon's the better comparison there. And then James Cook is just one of my favorite players in Dynasty. I just absolutely love him. I can't stop drafting him. He's just such a fun player. He's so productive. He's on a great offense. Just an awesome player. He's fun to watch. I just love James Cook. Also, what's the guy's name on Fantasy Points? Theo Greminger. He's been talking a bit about like James Cook as kind of like a dark horse to finish as the RB1 this season. I mean, he would need to get more of the passing game work, but like maybe that happens here this year, just kind of randomly. Like maybe they decide to like actually use him for that because he's actually a good pass catcher, and like why are we using like so much Ty Johnson? So yeah, absolutely love James Cook this year. Love that I own 6 shares of him. And then I've talked about Malik Willis on our recent video of early bold predictions. Definitely check that out if you haven't watched it. Of course, like Stafford's amazing. Parker Washington, I mean, he's someone I've been buying a lot of this offseason. And honestly, like the more I think about him and the more I've heard like smart people talk about him, like the more I'm thinking like 6 shares of Parker Washington like might not even be
Yeah.
enough. I mean, B reporters are saying the Jags are about extending him. I just think he's a thing. Like I don't think the end of last year was a fluke. That's what my gut is strongly telling me right now.
Yeah. I've been bouncing back and forth on him. Like I just don't know because the room is so crowded. But like if he's just that good, it doesn't
Yeah,
matter. You know. So
exactly.
I don't know. I just like have one of them. I think one, maybe two, but yeah, like his price is like just enough where it's like I don't know, man. Like I just don't know if I want to like pay that much. But if he was like any cheaper, then I probably would be one of my biggest targets if that makes any sense at all. So like
Yeah,
he's just kind of in this weird spot for me where I probably will look to go like add a couple of them just in
yeah,
case because I mean
right.
what do you I mean I made the short for us like I mean he's kind of just like budget Justin Jefferson last year like he was like literally better when he was actually on the field so
Yeah, and he truly was a league winner down the stretch. He was insane. I mean, he even continued into the playoffs. So yeah, I kind of think he's the real deal. He's also getting a lot of buzz at OTAs already. He's just a player that I'm just feeling like, yeah, this is legit. I mean, I suspected that all this offseason, but I'm feeling even more convicted in it now. And I mean, he's a player that it might just be wise to buy on the way up a little bit because it
yeah.
feels like his price is only going up right now.
Yeah, I definitely think like he's not Cedric Tillman. If that makes sense. I think he's like
Yeah,
actually good. I don't know. He may be one of those players where I just gotta like kind of ignore the some of the peripheral stuff, or just like the crowded room. Like again,
yeah,
it just doesn't matter if he's
yeah.
good.
I think he's just one of those guys you just roll the dice on, like take the leap of faith. I think you'll be glad you did because if he comes out and he's just like smashing, like hits the ground running this season, and it's like picks up right where he left off at the end of last season, we're
Yeah,
gonna be like, oh man, like why we saw this last year, like why didn't we believe it?
yeah. I'll probably be very very high on him in redraft if I had to guess. By the way, I
Yeah,
wonder where his ADP will like fall out
right.
there, but like as long as it's not in, like the top like 6 rounds or something like that, or probably like it probably not even like his top 7 rounds or something. Like if he's not like if he's at least there, I'll probably be pretty high on him.
Yeah.
Actually, Nahal is in here. Good to see Nahal.
All right.
I don't think we've like been able to bug him to get in the Discord yet, but
Right.
Nahal, we've done like 3 lister leaks. We're still trying to get you in one, but I think you
Yeah.
said
One of these days.
yeah, one of these days. He
Yeah.
says he hasn't done any mocks yet. How high does Luther Burden go in standard superflex PPR, so like redraft? Haven't done any research, but you're high on him, and he also just added Parker Washington, gives him Wan'Dale Robinson vibes. I don't know if that's good or bad, but like maybe I mean I guess this past year like that's good.
Yeah.
He gives me more Amon-Ra St. Brown like Brown vibes, but like he's like year
Right.
4. I don't know, like he just looks I don't know like I mean, he's like a slot guy.
Yeah.
Just kind of like looks like Amon-Ra St. Brown somehow. Just like the way he moves, he's just like a very like just looks
Yeah.
like a very coordinated like he's just like very fluid and can control his entire body moving around. I don't know, like that makes any sense at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I could definitely see that. And I feel like they're both like confident players. Like I think they both kind of have a little bit of that swagger.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that comp there.
Yeah, Nahal says he is in the Discord. Okay, he's just not that active. Been pretty busy. Yeah, how's the things been going? Are you taking any summer courses? Yeah, I know you were in school in Toronto, I believe. And yeah, you asked about Luther Burden. You know, actually, I will say, like, Luther Burden has been one of those players I've been pretty faced with because in Listener League 3.0, I'm going to talk about Dynasty for 1 second, Nahal. I just like didn't have time to make all these trades. I just kind of took him because he was the best player on the board for me at 4-7. There's a lot of good players there, though. It was really close. And then, what do you know, like 6-7, Rome Odunze is just sitting there. And I'm like, well, this like defeats the entire purpose of like targeting Luther Burden. Like the entire purpose I was targeting Luther Burden to begin with was like he was cheaper than Rome Odunze. Now I'm getting him like 2 rounds ahead of him. Like it doesn't. So I'll get into Rome Odunze in a moment, but for redraft, I don't know. I think Burden's going pretty high. I think you're gonna be seeing him in those like later teens. Maybe like at worst like wide receiver 20, 21. So you're gonna have to pay a pretty penny. Again, I do think he's an extremely high upside player. If he's the guy, I mean you got a big win on your hands for sure.
Yeah, and I think Burden's going to be one of those players where if he has like kind of a, I mean, I don't want to say, I mean, we can't expect him to have like a JSN year 3 kind of ascension, but I mean, even if he has like a JSN year 2 ascension, which would still be pretty good, he's going to be one of those players where it's just like, yeah, like it's going to seem so obvious in retrospect. So, I mean, obviously he already is priced pretty high in Dynasty, but he might be worth paying that for. I mean, there is a lot of potential there.
Yeah, Zach, I'm actually surprised. I've actually sold a couple Burdens again because his price has been so high. I think I only have like 3 of him now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was definitely a guy I had a ton of. Like, I just got like some pretty good deals, like trading him away. So I can't complain about that. But yeah, for redraft, I mean, you'll be in a spot where you can take a swing at him, and just like have super high league winning upside. So I'd probably say I'm pretty in on him as well. I guess we'll see when redraft ADP and everything settles. And then also Nahal was just saying he is doing summer school in Western in London, Ontario. So working part time. So no, I definitely know what Western is. And yeah, I've been to London, Ontario before, like played hockey there. So good to see you, Nahal. It's been a minute. We just haven't live streamed or anything. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And I guess I didn't really like touch on my top 6 guys. Okay, Brock Purdy shouldn't be a surprise if you've been around the channel. Again, I just like can't own enough Brock Purdy. I just don't care about his like value. He's just like such a good player. Harold Fannin, he's kind of again one of those players like Tootin for me where you could talk me into definitely maybe he's like a sell high. He was just so damn good. Like he is one of those like couple players that were. I just don't know what I would like sell him for. I just don't know what would make me want to take that risk of moving on from him with what I saw. Kyler Murray, my favorite buy in all of Dynasty right now. Jordan Addison, again, just at the right price. I think Jordan Addison is a fine buy. I will say I think maybe in the similar range just because Jordan Addison is a capped player, like playing with Jefferson,
Right.
you just gotta get the right price on Jordan Addison. It's why I don't own more.
Are you worried about Juwan Jennings being there at all?
Yeah, I think that's like a decent like worry, especially for like T.J. Hawkinson as well. That's why like T.J. Hawkinson is
Yeah.
even grosser than he was before. I'm a little worried, but like I'm like Jordan Addison. I do just really think generally think he's just like that good. Um, I don't know. I guess we'll just. I guess we'll just see. I have no idea what to think of. I just know I'm not interested in Juwan Jennings unless someone gets hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know, whatever that means.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, he could be a pest, but yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, I still like Addison long term, but man, I mean, if we have to suffer through like another kind of like disappointing year, I mean, I know last year was because of JJ McCarthy. Like, if it's for a different reason this year because of like Juwan Jennings, like I don't know. At a certain point, it's just like I mean, I think the market is already kind of like over Addison, which is like why he's a good value. But yeah, I mean, Jennings definitely puts a little bit of a monkey wrench in it.
Yeah, and the funniest thing about Addison is like you say like another bad year again because like technically like every year, well, his rookie year was really good. Like just Kirk Cousins went down and he still was good after. But like every year there's just like been something. Like he's okay, got hurt. And then like
The second year was good though. I mean, like I think he started the season slow and like
he started
injured.
injured. Yeah, he had an ankle injury.
But it ended up being a pretty good season, did it not?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, once he got healthy from the high ankle sprain, then he was like scoring like 3 touchdowns with Darnold, and like he was literally a wide receiver 1 in the back half of the season. And then okay, he's a wide receiver 1 with Carson Wentz, and then he's not with JJ McCarthy. So it's just been like you just can't catch a break for the whole season with Addison, and that's what keeps me like coming back to him. It's just like when the situation is not abysmal. Yeah, he's good. So. I don't know. Do you want to go with any more players here, or maybe just call out a couple guys that you're like very?
Yeah, I mean, I won't like talk about each of them, but just to kind of finish it off, players I have like significant players I have 5 shares of. Brock Purdy, I definitely share the love for him. Zay Flowers, I know Jacob is really high on Flowers this offseason. I mean, I've liked him for a while. I kind of feel like the market's kind of catching up to my Zay Flowers love. I mean, anyone that's been watching the channel, like since our early days, like a couple years ago, I mean, I've long been a believer in Flowers. Jared Goff, of course, my guy. Kyron Williams, although 4 of those 5 shares just came from like inheriting him on an orphan, so that doesn't even really count. Jameson Williams, of course, I love. Alec Pierce. And then probably one of my, most invested players in terms of value. I have 4 shares of Bijan Robinson. Just bought a share of him. Yeah, I just love him. Just an awesome player to own. But yeah, how about you? What players you want to highlight here to finish us off?
Yeah, again, just got a bunch of players that are like 5. Yeah, Puka. Again, can't have enough Puka. I'm actually pretty shocked. CeeDee Lamb, I have 5 of.
Oh wow.
Again, Love's here, but like I actually have 6 of him. It's just like we didn't finish a draft. CMC I have 5 of. Jaren Price, I mentioned I got 5. Josh Jacobs I have 5 of. Daniel Jones I have 5 of. Kittle. I actually have Hubbard still. Hubbard's been a guy I've always just like had a lot of before like that breakout season. I just I just thought he was like a good value like around like 15, 16. So I've just kind of like always had he was like a hard guy to sell last season. And even though I did get off a few, I just like eventually just like, got stuck with a few of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with all these guys. Yeah, I got shocked with CeeDee Lamb. I have 5. I don't know how I have 5 of him. I have genuinely no clue. It's not like
I only have 1 share of him.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned because, like, I mean, he's at that age where he's going to start bleeding dynasty value. And, you got Pickens there. They were kind of 1A and 1B last year. I mean, Lamb wasn't scoring touchdowns last year. That was probably fluky. I mean, that could definitely correct itself. But it definitely feels like his ceiling outcome is capped with Pickens there. And if he doesn't offer you that ceiling, I mean, Lamb is definitely a really good receiver. And we definitely have had, multiple good seasons for him. But he had that, like, one insane year. And, like, I don't know if we're ever going to get, like, that again or anything, like, close to it. And I just worry that, like, his value is really going to start to take a hit here soon. If he doesn't kind of get back to something like close to that level. So it just kind of feels like a little bit of a dicey bet in terms of his dynasty value right now. But how do you feel? I mean, obviously you must feel a little better owning 5 shares of him.
Yeah, I mean, I just like I'm so shocked because I just didn't know I owned five. I would have maybe
Right.
said like maybe I got like three or something.
Yeah.
I here's the thing. I do think as startups, like he's consistently going at the back of the second. And when you start looking at like the 2-3 turn, okay, there are some quarterbacks there I really like,
Yeah.
but if you look at non-quarterbacks, it is CeeDee Lamb, and then there's just like a massive drop off for me. So like
Right.
for yeah, I think he's a very like appropriately priced player. Like I guess here's like I'm like maybe I have gotten a lot this offseason. I just don't realize it. I don't know. I'm like he has been a player I've thought about a lot where I'm just like I don't know. I think it's a decent enough price. I know that he's like 27 now. Here's the thing, George Pickens, like they just don't even want to extend him. So like what happens if he just like puts up a good year and then George Pickens leaves and then all of a sudden he's just CeeDee Lamb with like no one else beside him again? That's in the range of outcomes. I definitely like do see why like you'd be a little bit worried. I mean, I think I would be as well, just like in general. It's why I don't own more of them. Um, but like I don't know, he's just like CeeDee Lamb. Like it's pretty much he's not even what is he like a 2-3 turn player. Like like that's a pretty good price. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what I need to say like much more than that. He also we gotta remember like this is my favorite thing in all of Dynasty probably. It's just like remembering what other people don't remember. CeeDee Lamb got a high ankle sprain earlier in the season. Prior to that high ankle sprain, I don't know if like he was necessarily going nuts. I don't. But you remember week one though. Week one, actually, he was dropping all the balls, but like week one, he was being targeted left and right. I mean, you would think like CeeDee Lamb was going to be the wide receiver one after week one. It was just like insane what he was doing. And then he gets this high ankle sprain, and then George Pickens just like, goes nuts. So I don't know. I do think there's like CeeDee Lamb will just be the guy. Number one, but he might be limited by George Pickens. I think that's completely valid.
I don't even remember him having like a big week one. In fact, what I remember is like him dropping like some passes.
Exactly. Yeah, it's because he dropped a bunch of balls, but he was just being like targeted left and right.
I see.
Big plays, like he just like was uncharacteristic. He just like dropped. Like,
Right.
I mean, if he had just caught those balls, like he would have went. I'm pretty sure he literally had like close to 100 yards in the first half.
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, he had 13 targets. He caught 7 of them for 110 yards. So yeah,
Like he was like on pace for like 200 yards in that game if he just wasn't dropping footballs. So like I don't know. I genuinely thought that CeeDee Lamb would be the wide receiver one like when we were in season last year. Like I was like he's gonna win you leagues. Obviously that didn't happen. Maybe the injury, George Pickens, all that stuff. But if that answers it, I do actually like CeeDee Lamb a lot. But yeah, if you wanted to get him for like a value play, I don't know. Is he going to be like that good of a value play? Probably not. I just think like if you're investing in him, it's because you believe he can be just I don't know, CeeDee Lamb, I guess.
yeah. I mean, we've seen like absolute elite production from him, especially that one season. So yeah, if there's even a chance he can get back to that, that is pretty enticing. And yeah, I mean, he is just like a premium receiver that you can get like in the late second of startup. So I definitely see the appeal from that perspective.
Yeah, and then if you just like go down one wide receiver down the board, it's like you're at like 10, and I'm like, nah, I think I'll take like CeeDee Lamb for a little bit more, man. Like that's personally.
Yeah,
so.
one question I have though is you say the Cowboys don't want to extend Pickens. I mean, what makes you say that?
The GMs literally said we are not even going to talk to him about a contract. Like that is the owners have said that. Oh, wow. They said he can sign the whatever. I guess he signed the tag.
Yeah,
it's a tag or nothing. Like again, maybe they extend him next year, but this offseason they are not extending him.
But I mean, they were negotiating, right? So did they just sort of hit a stalemate and then decide to?
No, as far as I know, they said we're not going to negotiate with him. Like that's literally what it was unbelievable what they said. Like they literally said we have no interest like negotiating. Like he's just getting the tag. That was Jerry Jones' son said that. I forget his name. Stephen Jones, maybe? I don't know.
They just don't want to do it now, but like maybe they'll do it down the line.
Yeah, maybe they'll do it next year after the tag or something. Yeah. But I don't know. It doesn't sound very optimistic based on he'll cost so much money. I think they just want to tag him. They want to rent him for 2 years, and then they'll probably just let him walk. It would be my guess, unless something happens to CeeDee Lamb, of course.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, that's just their comments. Normally, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't like be that confident in thinking a player would leave. Mm-hmm. The Cowboys are the kind of team to do that, though. So, in the past, and then also, what do you think about Josh Jacobs? Because obviously, like we just don't really know what's going on there. I will say, like, I made a short. I think it was the first one on Sleeper. Like, I think it was like an awesome opportunity myself to just take a risk. Like, I'll just double down at a cheaper price if you can get him without a first. He's below Kyle Monungai on Keep Trade Cut right now. It's unbelievable, unbelievable. So,
Yeah.
what do you think about Josh Jacobs? Are you in, or are you just like not touching him?
I mean, like earlier this off season, like before the recent news about him, I wasn't like I wasn't feeling like particularly high on Josh Jacobs, but like I know you really were, and I think you kind of like talked me into him as just kind of this like running back that it feels gross, you know what I mean? Because he's like getting up there in age, the mileage is really starting to accumulate. It just kind of feels like a running back where like the wheels could fall off like any moment. But at the same time, he's one of the rare workhorses in the NFL. He scores so many touchdowns. He's great at that. He even catches the ball a little bit. So yeah, I mean, he's been a really productive player, and he's been great on the Packers from a fantasy perspective. So I think you kind of sold me on him, but then like now this news comes out. But then like now like charges aren't even being pressed, at least for the moment it seems like. But at the same time, the NFL could still discipline him. So I really not sure what's going to happen there. But yeah, I mean, if you can get a discount on him, like probably not a terrible idea at this point.
Yeah, I haven't been able to get him. I've been just like trying to get him without sending a first, basically. Like, and
Right.
I'm willing to do the fake first. I'm willing to even do like a nice fake first, a really
Okay.
nice one. Or like a down tier. I've already been trying to like down tier off Jadarian Price to like Jacobs plus, stuff like that. But like, I just haven't got anyone biting. I think people just like the owners are just kind of like me. Like, I just have no interest in selling Josh Jacobs. It's like I don't want to say like I don't care like what's going on. Obviously, there's like some risk now. But what I will say is like it feels really like Alvin Kamara or whatever in like 2022. Remember he just like beat the hell out of a guy on camera.
Yeah.
Literally like almost like killed him, and then just like went to be an RB1 next season, and then no one cared.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Even he even got suspended the next year, and like after that, and just like I don't know, like no one cared. He just came back and was an RB1 again. It just keeps happening. No one really gets like punished for like doing anything bad. Remember Quinshon Judkins like just evaporated. So
Yeah.
maybe it's not like the greatest. Like maybe there's just like evidence we don't know about. But as of right now, without the charges there, I'm just like not really concerned because we've just seen this story play out so many times. I always get concerned. I always worry. Rashid Rice, it's over. It never happens. I'm just gonna keep playing it like this, where I'm just gonna buy in when something like this happens, unless like there's like actual like footage of them murdering someone. And even then, maybe I'm still like buying in, you know, like who knows?
You had to go there. You had to take it that next level.
Yeah. So
Man. Yeah. I mean, it does feel like the NFL is kind of more lax than it used to be. Like there was a period where it seemed like they were like really cracking down on this kind of stuff. But
I mean what about Ray Lewis?
What?
They just let Ray Lewis kill a guy and then keep going. So
yeah, I mean, it seems like more and more in recent years they've just kind of been like content to like just sweep things under the rug and just kind of like wanting to just like avoid it and like if they don't punish the guy, like people will just like forget about it and they can just kind of like everyone just can kind of sweep it under the rug and forget about it. So that seems to be kind of like their pattern recently. So. Yeah,
especially when it's the star players. Like that's the thing. Like I think they're not as nice to non-star players. Actually, like unfortunately, Jeff Gladney, former Viking, he got cut. He was a first round pick, but he was not like a good first round pick. He got cut I think after his rookie season because of something that the Chargers got dropped on. And then he died later that offseason, just like unfortunate.
Oh God!
Like he was in Arizona or something because he signed there. But like. That's the only time I can remember a player getting cut in recent memory, like minus Kareem Hunt for some, like in like an actual, I guess like somewhat like notable player. Like he was a first round pick. That's it. That was probably 4 years ago now or so. Justin Jefferson's year. So.
Yeah. So I mean, if that's how the NFL is like operating these days, I mean, you can probably take advantage of that. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if Josh Jacobs finds a way to kind of, skate on this whole thing. And yeah, so, I mean, historically speaking, at least in recent years, it'd probably be smart to buy the discount on Jacobs.
Yeah. And maybe he's suspended next year again, still like if the suspension, like that's just what keeps happening also. So like it gets delayed anyways.
Yeah, it seems like more and more the NFL is willing to like let the legal process play out before doing anything, and then it ends up getting delayed so much that like by the time like the process is done, it's like, who even cares at this point?
Yeah.
Let's just like let sleeping dogs lie. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nothing happened with Judkins. We're not talking about Judkins getting suspended this year. So,
yeah,
and then again, so yeah, maybe it does happen for Jacobs whatever, next year. So I don't. For me, I'm just like not worried. It's not because I have 5 shares of him. I just think he's a really good buy. I'm willing to take that risk when he's below Kyle Monunga and Cape J cut. Hopefully, your leagues aren't actually like that. If I could get him for that real price, I would have 120% Josh Jacobs. Like there would be, I don't know. I'd find ways to get like 2 on one team. It's not possible, but I would be doing everything I could to get Josh Jacobs in every single team if that was the case. Personally.
Yeah, I actually saw in a league. I think it was just today. Josh Jacobs was moved for Tony Pollard, so I'm sure you'd be paying that price.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm really not treating Josh Jacobs like any different. Of course, I want to get him cheaper if I'm buying him, just because like I should be, because like that's people are selling him for Tony Pollard, I guess. This is crazy to me. And I've liked Jonathan Brooks this year as like a fun sleeper guy, but Jacob got offered Jonathan Brooks for Josh Jacobs and just like didn't want him. Like I again I understand the suspension. Just give me the RB1. I actually talk about this again in the sleeper video that like people get very caught up in the upside and the age. And then, that's what Jacob was doing. Well, Jonathan Brooks, what if he's young? What if he is the starter? It's like, okay, well, Josh Jacobs is an RB1 every year. He's never not been. And Jacob also mentioned, well, what if he's just, like, done after this year? It's like, well, what if he's not? You know what I mean? Like, that's just, it's always priced in. That's kind of what I touched on the video, is, like, the veteran discount is just, like, it's a thing because people always factor in just like, I don't know, like they're scared of when things end. When you're 28 years old at a running back at this age, I just don't care. You could have 3 more years in you. We just don't know,
Yeah, I mean, I feel less confident saying that about Josh Jacobs than I would about some other running backs. Even ones that are like slightly older, like Saquon Barkley is one I just feel a little more confident in terms of like being good, like into his like early 30s potentially. Even like Derrick Henry, I'm just like, willing to bet on him until I'm like proven wrong. It just seems like running backs like those are kind of different. I don't feel like Josh Jacobs is in that same category. I don't know if I can like put a specific reason on it. Maybe it's just because
he's just not as fast or something. Like like he's just not as athletic as those guys.
I guess he's not the same level of like talent and athlete and. Plus, I mean, Saquon and Derrick Henry, they just seem like Hall of Fame caliber running backs. And it seems like those are the type historically that are kind of the exception to the rule where they're good into their early 30s at times. Whereas like Josh Jacobs, not the same levels of talent or athleticism. And I mean, I don't know, like they all have a lot of, mileage, so to speak, but I just get the feeling Jacobs is going to expire a little sooner, but hey, I mean, I could be wrong. He could, certainly possible he's good for another year or two. So I definitely don't blame you for feeling strongly about him.
And I understand that because like I would think the exact same thing. I bet that's also why he's just like, again, like he's like a year younger than Saquon, but he's like cheaper than Saquon. Like,
I mean, if you're getting him for less than a first, like, there's not too much reason not to buy him at this point.
Yeah, he's kind of like 28-year-old James Conner, like crack is like what I would say. It's just like
okay.
I don't know. That's like more again. James Conner was not like some guy that people would think like would age. I don't know, maybe like well into his 30s, but.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not like Connor was some amazing athlete or whatever, but I mean, he aged like wine there for a while.
I don't know, maybe there's something into like veteran running backs that like Josh Jacobs does not rely on like his top end speed for anything he's doing. He's just like a bruising running back, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe like that age as well. Kind of Derrick Henry obviously is very, very fast, but has his bruising parts. So.
And Jacob in the chat is saying, give me the chance to defend the not taking Josh Jacobs take sometime. My thoughts are more nuanced than you might think.
I'd love to hear this because
we should definitely get Jacob back on sometime soon. Yeah, we definitely haven't had him on a stream for a while, mostly just because we haven't been live streaming as much as we used to. But we should definitely get Jacob on sometime.
No, for sure. I'd definitely be interested to hear that. Again, I understand the main argument because this happens a lot in Dynasty. But again, I just watched the startup video. I call this the what was it? Call this the insulation paradox. Where like I suppose like you're I guess you're thinking that like Jonathan Brooks has some kind of insulation to him, but like you're also thinking that like Josh Jacobs doesn't. But like in reality, like Josh Jacobs is actually the insulated running back because he's the one that actually people want. He's scoring points. Like,
Right.
okay, if you want to say you think he's just like gonna get eliminated and like cut from the NFL, okay, fine. Like I can't change your mind on that. But I don't know. Basically, points equal value, like insulation and value. Like people just don't care if you're not scoring points unless you are like just like an ultra talented guy. And even then, you set like we see it with Marvin Harrison and C.J. Stroud. Like
Yeah.
it
But I mean,
catches up to them.
but especially with running backs. I mean, running backs
Yeah.
more than any other position is the one where you really need to be scoring points to maintain your value. Because
Yeah.
if you're a running back not scoring points, like we stop caring about you very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, we should make an entire video on this because that's one thing, especially like since we had met, and again, I think you got me on to trying to get James Conner early. Like, one thing I realized is I just don't care about running back age. I just don't care about it because
Yeah.
running backs, yeah, again, we were talking, like they just don't age the same, and that let's just pretend for a second Jonathan Brooks is like we know he's gonna be the starter. Jonathan Brooks, like his NFL age or whoever, just any young NFL running back that we think is like good, Scatabo, Tootin, those guys might flame out in like literally this season. They might flame out next season. Whereas again, just like these veterans, Henry, Jacobs,
Right.
CMC, these guys could just keep going at a way higher production like value, whatever level the same. And
Yeah.
again, even if they do like I was to say like, the whole CMC thing, why I didn't like worry last year about him at all is just like okay, he was literally the number one player in all of fantasy. Like he scored like 9 points more than 8 or 9 points more than um what's it called James Cook or something, maybe 8 points more than him. He scored like 10 points more than Saquon Barkley did last year. Like
Yeah, that's crazy.
you can't even like put a value on that. Like that is just
Yeah.
1 year of that is just insanity. So like
Yeah.
obviously Josh Jacobs himself is not going to do that, but yeah, if you're a
Yeah, but
replacement
I mean,
level player, no one cares. So
yeah, but I mean, I agree with you. I mean, I do think, yeah, age with running back can be kind of overrated or at least like deceiving. I mean, I think you sort of have to view things on a case by case basis.
yeah,
And I mean, I even took Saquon over Bucky Irving in a startup recently in that deep
yeah.
state. So it's not something I would do every time, but I mean, I even kind of surprised myself there. But I think I'm kind of coming around to your thinking a bit.
Yeah, and again, like, yeah, I don't blame you with that at all. You definitely surprised me doing so.
Yeah,
And now I definitely think with like Bucky Irving's not gonna be ready until like fall. So I definitely think that like 6'9" price tag is like even more just not whatever I got on that. Like I really wouldn't want to rank him higher than that at this point.
yeah. I mean, definitely an ominous quote that came out there from Todd Bowles saying like, yeah, he's not going to be ready till like summer or fall, but.
Yeah.
Then some subsequent reports said that Bucky Irving's going to be healthy and ready at some point during training camp. So that at least sounds a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, definitely not what you want to hear about Bucky Irving.
No, but Bucky. The reason I haven't liked Bucky like last year is because again, just knowing running back age thing, people really liked him because of his age. He's a young running back. It
Right.
makes sense, whatever, after his rookie season. But again, just like I don't know, like Bucky Irving could just be like dead in a year or two. We just like don't know, like for fantasy, hopefully not real life.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, I hope not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just because like again, running backs don't age, especially when you're just like not a first round pick or whatever. You know, like a fourth round running, you just never know what's gonna happen to those guys. So like if you're respected in the market, like I probably gonna be very cautious. But now that he's falling down the board, if he can continue to fall, like okay, now I might be really in on Bucky Irving if he could just like
I agree.
any lower. Like I just don't care.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, I'm certainly not happy about the recent development here with Bucky and his injury, but it could present a good opportunity. I think once the dynasty market catches up to reacting to this news and like his value adjusts and lowers, I would definitely be willing to buy some more Bucky and kind of double down on my earlier offseason bet on him.
Yeah, I saw people talking about him versus Scatabo. To me, again, it gets tough because obviously Scatabo is so good, but to me, it's just clearly Bucky Irving. If as long as Bucky Irving isn't going to be on like Pup or something that I just don't think he's going to be on, I want Bucky Irving like a million times more personally.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Although it does seem like the reports on Scadabo's health have definitely been more positive. So, maybe he could be one of those players that like beats expectations. In spite of what Dr. Fortune, predicted about Scadabo starting the season slow. So we'll see. I mean, I'm open to maybe Scadabo being one of those guys that kind of defies the odds a little bit. But I still think most people aren't factoring in the risk with Scadabo starting slow this season and not really being himself.
Yeah, it's definitely possible that he's just a freak. That is what he is.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. Like, it's pretty much
Yeah.
that simple. It's like I'm never gonna bet against that injury until I get like proven wrong like multiple times. And again, like his injury, according to that, was much worse than what the tightrope injury I'm alluding
Yeah.
to.
And I think I'm more willing to bet on Judkins. I mean, obviously, just made a
100%.
bold prediction on him in that early bold predictions video that we put out recently. But yeah, I mean, Judkins feels like more the type of player that I'd want to bet on beating the odds with.
Judkins is actually looking good. Like he's already doing a bunch of drills where I've seen like doctors saying like, okay, like that's pretty impressive. He's able to like cut this quickly and like that degree. Whereas like we're not even like seeing anything on Scatabo. Like the reports might be good, but we haven't seen him doing anything.
Maybe it's kind of a lot of fluff. So yeah.
I saw someone say we haven't even seen him on the field other than like banging his head against like a wall or something like that, which is pretty funny. But
I think Scadabo's just so likable that everyone's just kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt, but that might end up, leading people down a bad path in terms of expecting more from him this season than he's going to deliver.
Yeah, we're actually talking a lot about players that I was just talking about that startup video, and that's one of them was Cam Scatabo. I just had to say, like, again, the installation paradox. He's one of those players where, like, people think he's insulated because he's Cam Scatabo, but man, like, it could just completely fall out. And sometimes it's not like a lot of times people think it's maybe a running back that falls out because there's another guy in the backfield. It doesn't need to be like that. Think about like Dameon Pierce. Remember how hyped Dameon Pierce was going into year 2? Right. He looked good. I guess he was Scatabo like. He wasn't like very athletic, but broke a lot of tackles, scored some touchdowns, and then Devin Singletary just like owned him next year. So you just never know, man. You just never know. Yeah. And I think both of them are like 4th round picks. So
true.
Not great, but
yeah. Let's see. Do we have any live chat that we want to catch up on? I don't think so. It is going on. Well, actually, it is 2:30 here on the East Coast. Is there anything else we want to talk about before we sign off for the night?
I just wanted to mention that Marshawn Lloyd. I guess we don't know that he's hurt, but did you hear that he was sitting out practice for some reason after one?
Oh Lord.
Here we go. I'll never give up though. He's free. Well, he was free.
Yeah.
Now he's not. But like maybe he's gonna be free again. I saw Seb, of course, trade like Blake Corum for him. Like,
really?
Packers fans, man. Packers fans. Yeah, he traded Blake Corum for him.
I mean, even for a Packers fan, like that surprises me.
I'm gonna go see what shares of Lloyd I have. I'm gonna go try to offer him to Seb. I should have thought about that earlier. I definitely have him in a league or two that Seb's in probably.
I mean, I kind of like betting on Chris Brooks. I mean, if you want to make the anti-Josh Jacobs case, I mean, I think like Chris Brooks is, I mean, he should be like the new Emmanuel Wilson. I mean, that's what he feels like to me. So, yeah, I mean, Lloyd is always just like a breath away from getting injured. So, I mean, if that's kind of a given, we're basically one Josh Jacobs injury or suspension away from like Chris Brooks maybe being like a workhorse there for the Packers on like a, I don't know, like borderline run first offense.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people, I think including you, put like really aggressive bids on him.
Yeah.
You just never know. I will say, like, I think Chris Brooks is like one of those tier players. Like, it's kind of like a pure strong kind of guy where it's like, okay, if they ever need to use this guy, like, they're just gonna bring in like Najee Harris or
Yeah,
something.
I can see
Like,
that.
it's just never gonna happen. Like, in my opinion. Like, so, and I've seen videos of like Chris Brooks versus like Marshawn Lloyd and just like other running backs. It doing running back drills. Chris Brooks, he looks like a pedestrian. Like, he literally has like I mean, if you see these videos, Dan, I think you'll be like cutting him because like it's bad. Marshawn
Wow.
Lloyd looks like Jameer Gibbs compared to him. It's unbelievable.
Oh Lord. I mean, yeah,
So
I mean, I like Lloyd coming out. I mean, it's just health with him. So
yeah, no, exactly. But it's more like about Chris Brooks. Like it's like, how is this guy like an NFL running back? Like who knows?
I mean,
It's
I
always
feel like he's always looked solid out there when I've seen him play. I mean, like I haven't thought like, oh man, this guy looks like so pedestrian or whatever. But
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I can't say I've watched a ton of him. So
I gotta like name a running back like this, but yeah, I've thought about this with like pure strong, and there's just like certain running backs where you're like, oh boy, like hey, if they're like, I would say that's like Audric Estime, guys like that. If it ever comes to like them needing to be the guy, they're just not gonna be the guy. Like it's just they'll find any way around it. Like I say, Najee
right.
Harris, or they'll just like split the backfield with like Evan Hull or like some random guy. They'll do
Yeah.
anything. That's my call. I actually hope we like get a chance to like see if that like plays out like correctly. Will Chris Brooks get the opportunity? If they need to call on him, or will they just like call someone in again, James Conner,
Yeah,
Benson?
I could see that. I mean, I think that's a valid argument.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
He's free,
I'm
so
still like halfway interested in him. So
well
it'll be
he's
interesting
free,
to see
so
how they
like
play out.
I can't talk like too bad of it. Like when a guy's free and if you believe in him, just go get him. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I was just like looking through here. Jalen Hurts. I got 4 of him. I actually like people just like hate him. I would almost like say I'm a little disappointed I don't like have more bought of him this season. It's just that like Dart's in the same range. I would way rather have Dart. It's not even close to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Nico Collins. Like again, I know you've been thinking he's a sell high, and I would agree if like his price, if his like trade price was actually like what it might be suggested to be. But like,
Right.
there's just like no market for him. So like I almost like think he's just like a buy personally.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I mean, it seems like everyone that owns Nico Collins is like trying to sell him,
Yeah.
but I think the time to sell him was like a year ago.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like too late. So yeah, if he's not a buy yet, he'll probably be a buy soon. So I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, like he's just a phenomenal player, and he's just one of those guys where you're not like investing him for his price to go up. You're like investing him because like he's just like, I mean, if CJ Stroud can get it together, like he literally is a wide receiver one overall all one contender, or at least in stretches, right? We've literally seen that from him. And then what is there? Yeah, Brees Hall. I don't know. Yeah, Henderson. Yeah, I think I've sold off like 2 Hendersons this off season.
Nice.
Kind of before his price went down. But he's kind of like at that point where like, yeah, that's why I sold 2 off. I just thought like, I mean, he was just very expensive. Like going the 3rd round of startups, it just like felt like pretty reasonable to get off of him. He's just like kind of at that point. He's just like going like the 5th round of startups, like maybe even like mid 5th or whatever. Like I don't know. Like at this point, I'm like, I understand the risk, but also I don't know. There's just like so much upside there that I'm just like fine. Whatever. Like
Yeah, I mean, I made my feelings on Henderson pretty clear in our early bold predictions video. So yeah, sorry to keep plugging that one. It just seems to keep coming up, but yeah, definitely check that out if you want to hear the anti-Henderson case. I think I made a pretty good one.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then I'll just touch lastly here on like Javonte Williams has been a guy that, I mean, I will say like he could totally be one of those like one and done like random guys, but I just like I don't really like see a reason why that would happen. I guess it's just more like he's Javonte Williams. Again, we've been burnt in the past. Like I guess like that could happen again. He was just so good last year and catches the ball. He's really cheap right now in terms of like what he did last year and what he could do again this year. Right. I just keep calling out that again, like I keep plugging that sleeper video, but like we just keep talking about so many similar players and things, and you're not gonna like it. It's simple. I guess it's like my Travion Henderson is like James Cook and Jonathan Taylor and even Kenneth Walker now. I love Kenneth Walker as a buy, but it's just gotten to the point where I'm like, I'm not gonna take him in the 3rd round. And I basically say again, just like the startup glitch is just like trade out of the 3rd round, go to the 6 or 7 turn. There's like 9 running backs. Like I can't even name them all. I just like named them all off the top of my head. It's Javonte Williams, ETN, yada yada yada, Jacobs, and these guys just like every single player that I named in like those 8 or 9 names. Everyone has either been an RB1 this year in points per game or last year, except for Travis Etienne. Like these are just good running backs. They're all not even like fossils. I just really like these 6-7 turn running backs. Javonte Williams is a part of that group.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, it just like makes too much sense. I mean, especially with these running backs. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying like I mean, I'm a sucker for James Cook, and yeah, I did take Kenneth Walker pretty high in the Listener League 2 startup draft. What was that, like a couple months ago? Probably wouldn't do that again. I won't even like get into the. It happened at a very specific time where kind of like a perfect storm. But in any case, yeah, it makes way too much sense to just trade down to like the 5th, 6th round of startups. A lot of good running backs in there. Get some draft capital on top. I mean, it's really hard to lose with that strategy. So I agree.
Yeah, I like. Yeah, you just like literally get a first. Like no one's not. Oh, some people will, but like you'll find a guy in your startup if you want to go from the first, or if you want to go from like the mid third to like the 701. Like someone in your league is gonna do that.
Yeah,
that's why it's like a glitch. And then, by the way, one last thing I wanted to mention on myself here. You see Rome Odunze here at 3 shares. I've actually almost traded him away in Lister League twice today, but not because I was looking to, but actually just because people wanted him. And this has been a shocking like thing that's kind of happened. Nothing's changed about how I think about Rome Odunze. Like, I still think like I've always thought Rome Odunze could still just be a guy. Like it's always possible. And he could still be the wide receiver, I guess, 1 over Burden there. But his price, okay, DJ Moore got cut. It's like the short that I made. People, blew up. DJ Moore, since I made that short, was cut. And Rome Odunze has just been like falling. Like no one wants him. So like, we really saw that Lister League 3.0. I don't know if everyone watched the short or something, but he just like falls to 6-7. I was saying earlier, 2 rounds behind where I took Luther Burden. At this point, now maybe Luther Burden, I don't want. He's so good though. Like I don't know that he's a sell, but he would be more the sell now, and Rome Odunze would definitely be more the buy now at that price. So, I actually have gotten 3 Rome Odunzes this offseason since rookie drafts. It just happened. It's just been good prices. So, shocking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any Odunze. I don't know. Like it just hasn't happened for whatever reason. He's just kind of slipped through the cracks. But I think you make a good case. Like, why is he going down in value when in theory, like his value should be going up? It just sort of seems like the market has turned on him. It probably has a lot to do with just how much like the market is obsessed with Colson Loveland and Luther Burden. So it's just like, well, then like someone's got to be a loser. So it's got to be Odunze. And yeah, maybe it ends up playing out that way. But I mean, there's certainly a range of outcomes here. And it's possible like Odunze is good. It's possible he's the wide receiver 1. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, it's a bit of an ambiguous situation, but DJ Moore being gone certainly helps. So yeah, I mean, his value really shouldn't be going down.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, here's the thing. He was like he definitely was overpriced when I made that short about him, which is why his price has been going down despite DJ Moore being cut. I basically said in the video, or at least what I was trying to allude to it if I didn't say it, was that like he's priced as if DJ Moore is already cut or traded, which he wasn't at the time. So like, yeah, I think that's like pretty like confirmed now, with just like how his value's been fluctuating, going down. But I think a lot of leagues like you'll still have a guy that owns Rome Odunze that really likes him. I've just so happened to find like 3 leagues where like it just like happened, and okay, at this price, I am not calling Rome Odunze the most overpriced receiver in fantasy. I surely am not doing that if I have three purchased recently. And one of the most appealing things, by the way, about Rome Odunze, we'll say, when you can get him at these like actually cheap prices, is that if he just puts up a similar stretch to last year. Okay, he puts up 1 week, two let's just say 2 blow up weeks with like, they're not even blow ups. They're just like he scores a touchdown 2 weeks in a row, first 2 weeks. Do you remember how insane people were going over Rome Odunze at the start of the season? Okay.
Yeah.
Again, I just didn't even think it was like really justified. I really wasn't that worried about it. And then, whatever, he gets hurt, whatever you want to say happened, if there's still, I think, a lot of people out there that believe in Roma Odunze, if he has those couple blow up weeks, I think the value ceiling could just bounce right back up, just because he's got the name value. I think people like making excuses up for him, so I do think he's actually a player that could be pretty easy to sell if he is ever productive again.
Yeah.
So that I definitely like him a lot more than Brian Thomas Jr. I think Brian Thomas Jr. is like my new Roma Dunze, I guess.
Okay.
I can't really talk myself into Brian Thomas Jr. I don't know about you, but
Yeah, I have not been high on Brian Thomas Jr. either, but yeah, I think with Odunze, he kind of has a little bit of that like Mar factor where if he like does something, like the market could definitely like be back in on him. So I think that's a good point there.
yeah, 100%.
I'm about to pass out here.
Yeah.
I think I gotta sign off here for the night.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely drop us a like on your way out. Make sure you're subscribed. Appreciate having everyone out here tonight. It was fun to live stream for the first time in a while. Enjoyed talking some movies early on in the stream as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, I don't know if we'll ever be able to bring back the film club, but I always enjoy talking movies with you. So we will have to find a way to make that happen at some point here.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, definitely check out the New Sleeper YouTube page. I believe the link's in the description, right, Blake?
I just put in like our live chat.
Okay.
But I can just leave it in the comments or something.
Yeah. Or just search for it on YouTube, and join our Discord as well. Got a great community there. It's getting bigger every day. Great place to talk some Dynasty, ask about a trade, what have you.
Yeah.
And stay tuned here this off season. And we will see you guys.